Okay. There, we started, Ted. Put down your pen. We started.
I'm picturing a security guard.
Him is?
What?
Come on.
Oh, Paul Blart Mall Cop?
No.
Who? Yeah. No, Mr. Clean.
Mr.
Oh, yeah, makes sense. Mr. Clean.
Oh, we got to ask him
bald
that.
guy. With the
That
T-shirt.
would be fucking
with the
great
T-shirt.
if they had like a big statue of him at the front door.
That's trademark infringement. I feel like they wouldn't do that.
Well, they could have a guy who kind of looks like him, but just isn't him.
So a guy
They
who's
just spell
supposed
it
to
with
be
a K. Spell it with a K.
Yeah, it's like J.P. Morgan versus J.P. Marlin. You know, it sounds like it, but it's not. It's
how
not
about
them.
how about Mrs. Clean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, how instead of Mr. Clean? How about just a bald woman?
How about
a big muscular bald like Ronda Rousey with a shaved head?
Senor Clean?
Or they can have
I
like,
like that too.
they can have like a mob guy.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm Mr. Clean.
He's
I'm
the
here to
clean.
take
He's
care
the
of
cleaner. He's the
things.
cleaner.
The cleaner,
He's
yeah.
got a shower curtain
I'm
and latex
gonna clean
gloves.
things up right now for you.
And
for
he's got little booties on his shoes, so he doesn't leave footprints. You know, unlike
Harvey Keitel's character in Pulp Fiction.
No, that was the character the departed Matt Damon when he comes in and Wahlberg
end, yeah.
Wahlberg's waiting for him. He's got the gloves and he's got the silencer and he's got the little
The covers
the
on his
boot-
shoes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he,
yeah.
and he
The
goes,
booties,
oh
yeah.
shit.
That's like that Mel Gibson thing, right? Where the guy walks in and they have plastic down and the guy's standing on plastic and they shoot him in the head.
yeah.
And then like an hour later in the movie, he calls him in and he goes around. He's looking around. He goes, "What do you look for?" The plastic.
Oh, I remember that movie. Yeah. He's not standing on plastic.
yeah, that's funny. Okay, so let me ask you guys this: what are you guys going to do with your bodies when you die? What's your plan?
Donate it to science or cremate. I mean, if it's still in good shape, I might just donate it to science. So
It's in terrible shape, Ted. You're fucked.
so I can be I always want to be an abused corpse deep down.
So
Wow.
An abused corpse.
So you want to be given to the they get them in groups. Like you want the group of three guys where the three guys are like, oh man, you're going to take out the intestines. Yeah, but first I'm going to give it a thorough rogering.
First, I'm gonna remove his eyeball.
No, real
What are you doing that for?
No, this is
I'm
real.
gonna skull fuck this guy.
This is true. This is true. So you heard
He's
about like
got beautiful eye
so you
holes.
heard about like grave robbers. They like dig up bodies to like sell to science, and I guess they get paid for it. But actually, this is a real story. This is true. This happened years ago. So some guy donated his like 80-something-year-old deceased mother to science, and somehow her body ended up in the cockpit of an airplane to see what would happen if you ejected a body at high speed.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
and
I mean, technically, she was donated. She was donated.
When you do that, it's very vague what they can do with your body unless you're exclusively selective and say it has to go here. You just can't say
my
I'm
grandmother
donating,
can't be part of a
I'm
gangbang.
donating it to science. You leave that.
Yeah,
That's like an open end.
But that's science. That's an experience.
No,
It's
that's
like a
what I
high-speed car
mean.
crash, like the
Yeah.
crash test dummies. They
Right.
test to see what happens to a body when at a high-speed impact. So technically, she was donated to science, just not in the way he thought.
So yeah, you do have to be specific. But okay, so Teddy, you're saying cremate or donate to science.
Yeah, but not
Mark,
but not skull
what's your plan?
skull fucked.
Once you're dead, we really don't have a say in the matter, right?
No, but I mean,
I
what you're going to do?
Be cremated.
You want to be cremated?
Yeah, and anything that can be donated to medical science, specifically this one.
This thing right here in my
Right.
hand.
Right. This place. Yeah, I'm cremated.
Okay, so let me give you a different idea. How about human composting? So I think like six
That's
or
a
seven.
cemetery.
No. 6 or 7 states.
It's illegal.
Now, no, it's legal in 6 or 7 states. Vermont, California, Colorado, and just recently, in the last couple months, New York, where you can just kind of, how like you throw. I
Just put
compost.
somebody in the wood chipper and just fucking spread them out over the garden.
No, you throw them in. You throw them in with like debris and soil and stuff, and just let them decompose.
The entire body.
The entire body,
Just as is.
As is. Yeah, they have farms or areas where they just decompose you.
I don't believe that.
What? You don't believe it exists? It's not like a vampire. I mean, this is real.
They're not dumping bodies just out in the
Well,
open.
actually, there are.
No, it's like they have a set area that they dig a hole
Does
and they
it
throw in
stink
wood
any
chips.
differently? I mean, it's a fucking
It's
rotten
you're in a
corpse.
ground.
Oh, they're burying you.
Yeah, they're not throwing you on top of a pile of leaves.
I'm picturing a compost pile.
you-
You don't bury compost.
Do you see that?
So, am I right? I'm picturing like a
Mommy,
Yeah.
Why is Grandpa's body laying on a pile of dog shit in the
get
back?
off the compost pile.
Come on, no,
Wake up, Grandpa.
They have it now, so to kind of alleviate, because I don't know if you know
This
this.
is new though, because
This
I
is brand
know
new.
that you're not
Brand new.
for forever and ever. You can't. You have to bury somebody in something.
Yeah, not
Legally, you
well,
can't just. I mean, you can't
now I think you can just put him in a hole. Washington started this, Washington State, and that's where our guest from our next week's guest is from.
Sure.
But yeah, Washington State, Colorado, Oregon, Vermont, California, and now New York.
Well, I think people are getting more progressive thinking, forward thinking when it comes to like funerals and stuff. Like, for example, there's funerals where instead of like tradition, like you're in a coffin, they prop the person up like in their face. Like this one guy, he got no, seriously.
You get to do a little weekend at Bernie's with Ted.
No, the guy, some kid in another country got murdered, unfortunately. So like he liked to gamble. So instead of having a funeral, they actually like put him up like a mannequin display, like it was actually his
They
body.
took him water skiing.
No, and they put him at a poker. They put him at a poker table
Oh my
with
God,
cards
you
in
gotta
his
be
hand,
kidding me.
with and his sunglasses on because that's what he loved to do when he
No
was alive.
way.
Yeah, way.
Oh
It's
my
actually
God.
it's
And
actually
they
not uncommon.
superimpose him in that dogs playing poker.
It's actually not It's actually not uncommon. Actually, it's
That's
been going
crazy.
on for years. So
That is.
And that is a great movie, Weekend at Bernie's. That's some funny shit.
It's only funny if you can actually do it. I mean, we could start this business right now. We could just weekend at
disgusting.
Bernie's your dead body.
it's actually happened right now since the presidential election. It's been going on ever since. You just didn't know it. So.
No, wait, I think that'd be kind of cool. Okay, so I just want to know what you guys had planned. I haven't decided yet. Yeah, I have not decided yet, but I guess it doesn't really matter to me.
I
really don't
actually
give a
want to
shit.
plan out. When I was in high school, I went to a Catholic high school. We had to, senior year, we had to write our own obituary, and we had to plan our own funeral and do all that. It was
Really?
like part of our, yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was.
No,
I
mean,
but it's a reality because
Yeah, sure.
everybody
It
dies.
makes
so they're
sense.
like,
It
okay,
makes
here's,
sense, yeah.
here's how this works in the Catholic Church.
Right.
I want to do that now because every time I'm on the fucking road, I work by a cemetery, so they always have the procession of all the cars a mile long. And just the other day, I ran into 3 of them.
That
Three
means
funerals?
that means
Three
that,
funerals.
means that
And I
person
said,
had a lot of friends.
Listen, and I said, no, some of them are bigger than others.
Yeah.
But I mean, this one was huge, and I've been for years. I've been saying, I do not fucking want this. This should be illegal.
Well, it's
Just
fucking, it's
I mean,
inconvenient.
what is the point of this?
Well, it's inconvenient. So, like for example, think about it. It's like it's a beautiful summer day, and
Hey,
legal,
but we're still alive. Yeah, it might be inconvenient.
No, but I'm saying, but legally we have to stop for the funeral procession. So there's this long, and so think about the people who have to, like, not even like the immediate family, but these distant relatives. They have to follow the funeral procession to the graveyard, and then the burial,
and then there's an accident.
And deep down they'd rather.
There's always
be,
accidents
I
in
mean,
those things.
but deep down they'd rather be somewhere else. I mean, I wouldn't put my loved ones or family or friends through that type of inconvenience. I want just something basic,
I'm telling you, cremate me.
I'm
Have a get together somewhere,
yeah.
and that's it.
No, that's
Get everybody together and
Yeah.
just fucking,
Yeah.
show up whenever. Not everybody get in their car and drive at the same time to
Yeah.
the location.
Yeah.
no. The weirdest thing for me is the viewing of the dead body. Right when you
a
go
traditional wake.
yeah, a traditional
Yeah.
wake, right? Where
Dude, I
you
went to one 2 weeks ago. My cousin passed away,
Oh, sorry to hear that.
and yeah, it's but it was just on this note, he looked horrible in the casket.
wait, he's fucking dead.
Yeah,
No,
well,
no.
but-
Sometimes,
But that's the last way,
sometimes,
and you have to remember him that way. That's the last thing you see. So
That's-
you
that's where I'm going, and
unsee
there's a
that.
lot of
You
people-
can't unsee that.
It
you
was
know?
a really bad showing, and he
Yeah.
didn't. He died of natural causes, but it was really bad, and there
Yeah.
was a lot of people that wouldn't go up there, and I was like, don't
Yeah.
go up there.
Yeah, no,
It
dude,
was
I never.
unrecognizable, But there's some that look.
I was forced. Only one was I ever forced. At one point, I went to some funeral. I don't know. I was like 14 or 15, and I'd been to a couple, and I just wanted to go. And they're like, "Well, why don't you like go pay your respects?" I'm like, who cares? That person is fucking dead.
Yeah.
Who cares if I go pay my respects? I go, I do it on my own. I go, I don't want that vision in my head.
Well, once you step inside the premises, aren't you technically paying your respects? You don't have to literally walk up to the
Oh,
dead
that's different. Yeah, no.
corpse to pay
You're
your
not talking about not
respects.
going. You're talking
yeah,
about.
no, I'm not
You
talking
could
about
be
not
in the-
going
you
to
could
the
be in the
look.
going up.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
to not
you could
look
be in the
at it.
building. You don't have to
Yeah.
actually, force to,
Yeah,
stand in
I mean,
front.
but I'm not a
Man
I'm
is
not
in
a
the building.
good I'm not a good funeral guy anyway. I don't like to talk.
Yeah.
I don't like to talk, man, because
What
I'm
are you
sad.
talking about?
No, whoa. If I
All
go to
you
a
do is
funeral,
talk.
no, but when I go to a funeral, I don't want to talk because I'm super sad
Well,
because
you-
I'm just going to end up crying.
What, are you giving the eulogy?
No,
No, I know why you don't want to talk because you're gonna end up fucking saying something stupid.
You know,
you can't help yourself.
yeah,
You are. You
No,
right?
I just don't want to. I just don't want to
You
talk.
can contain.
Bob was
Matt can contain at a funeral.
Absolutely not.
No, there's no way. That's why you don't want to
but
talk.
I'm not in that mode. I'm not in that mode.
Bob was a good guy. Those women, they didn't look like hookers in Tijuana, but apparently they were.
That's what he would do. That's what he would do. He'd try to make light of the situation.
Well, that's
and
how I deal with things.
Ostracized from everybody he knows.
But that's how I deal with things.
I know
mean,
that's.
I feel people are just like, oh, that's not funny, and I'm just like, well, this is how I cope with stuff. Okay, like you cope with things in a different way. I laugh and say, wow, they could have just pumped up his package a little bit and at least made him look like, right?
And don't they bury you in like the worst clothes? I mean, it's always like, the 3-piece suit or something. Like most people, I mean, like think about it this way.
Ted, you'd be in a T-shirt and sweatpants.
You haven't worn a 3-piece suit.
They would actually dress him up with a bow tie.
You haven't worn a 3-piece suit your entire life, and now you have to spend eternity in this 3-piece suit. I mean, euphemistically,
eternity,
not.
right.
Yeah, I mean, just until your body rots in the ground.
But Ted, we'd put you in really nice sweatpants.
Walmart sweatpants.
Nice sweatpants. No. Ted.
Champion.
Yeah, Ted. Really high quality.
With
Ted.
pockets.
Yeah.
Rydell.
Yeah.
Pockets.
And elastic. Yeah, it'd be really
A
nice.
Velcro back pocket.
All right, we need to get this thing going because hopefully in about 15 minutes or so, we will be visited by a guest.
Mr. Clean.
Yeah, we're gonna have a guest.
Looking forward.
It's you're looking forward to it. You didn't even know who the guest was.
Do we have a sponsor?
We do have a sponsor. Yeah, we have
for
a sponsor.
him or for tips.
For tips.
Okay.
For tips, we do have a sponsor. Okay, let me do this thing. Hey, everybody, my name is Matt, and this is the Real Three Idiots podcast. With me, as always, is the greatest skateboarder on the planet, Ted.
I've learned a lot today already, even before the show started. Thank you.
No comment on me calling you the greatest skateboarder of all time.
I'm sure there's a negative connotation to that, so that's why I completely ignored that
Have
comment.
Have you ever been on a skateboard in your life?
Yeah, when I was like 10 or something. But I mean, I
were
appreciate
you pretty much a prodigy? Because I feel like for some reason you could be a great skateboarder.
If I would have started early, it's possible. But I mean, now if I got on a skateboard, I would definitely fall off.
Where is this coming from? He does not look like a skater.
What? No, I feel like he could be. Like he's not good at any other sport. He'd have to be good at something, and it could be
he wears
skateboarding.
Vans. Because he wears Vans
and sweatpants.
And sweatpants.
Yeah, he's got the greatest sweatpants of ever time. And the only man under the age of 60 who still listens, still listens to the radio, reads the newspaper, and complains about how spicy the damn new ketchup is. Mark.
Grandfather?
And you know what I found out?
I thought you died years ago.
Speaking of old, I confirmed how much that fucking paper costs every day. We get it 7 days a week, the Tribune.
Okay, so yeah, so this was a thing.
Subscription price is actually cheaper, but the face value on the paper, like today's paper,
right?
$4. If you went to
a day?
A day. If you went to the store and bought today's paper, it cost you $4.
So wait a minute. I got like 5 or 6 neighbors that get the paper. So if I woke up in the morning and I just swiped their paper,
it's almost half.
But I could
price.
swipe their paper, sell it on the corner, like with some gasoline.
Yeah.
Because I can't do it now. You need a license to sell gas. Damn it.
Anybody could sling a paper.
You could be an Amazon reseller.
Yeah, I could just go around and sell them back their own
Sunday
paper.
paper's $5.25, I think.
I said it was $5. Remember, I said the Sunday paper. Yeah,
I think it was $5.50 or $5.25.
Used to be
fucking insane.
Used to be $1.75 back in the day.
You know what? I don't want to do that, but wasn't a paper like a quarter when we were kids?
Yeah.
I was able to get a Big Mac and fries at McDonald's for $1.
It was free because
That's
we used
how
to
long
be
ago
able to
that
go
was.
up to it and hit it.
Oh yeah, you knew how to do that.
Oh yeah,
I
could do it every time. First try.
Yeah, you do that. You push
Slam
it
it with your hand and pull at the same time.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that actually worked for me one time.
I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations does not run out on that.
No, it did, and then they put they ceased it for 6 months, like in California.
Yeah.
Remember we're talking about that lawsuit about the 2 people suing Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
And Ted said, I think there's a statute of limitations. You're right, there is, but like 2 months ago, the state of California, like canceled it for the next like 6 months or something like that.
Oh, they put a moratorium on it.
Yes.
They put a moratorium on the statute of limitations
for
so it's
like,
not. So it's no longer a statute.
So,
it's a statute of unlimitations.
So they're just making making stuff up.
Right
They're just
now.
making stuff up. That's all.
Holy crap! I love the concept of that.
I mean, I'm not a Harvey Weinstein fan. I know he's a dirtbag and everything. I'm just using that as an example, but I mean, he's being accused by
really-
women.
Wait, when is that movie coming out?
Yeah,
the Harvey Weinstein movie.
Yeah, it'd be fucking
be a
great.
lot of sex scenes.
No,
in
they
that
just
one.
actually forget Harvey Weinstein. They just accused Steven Tyler of Aerosmith of having sex with a minor back in the 70s. I remember Pete Rose allegedly had sex with a minor back in the 60s, and they asked him about it today.
The Steven Tyler thing, it wasn't a minor OR, it was actually a minor. Yeah, a guy who yeah.
Oh, we had a hard hat with a
Pete,
with
Pete
a
Rose,
light-
it was a child. Yeah, Pete Rose, it was O-R. Steven Tyler, E-R. Yeah, so completely different. Okay, let's see. Our guest is coming on in like 10 minutes, so we got to get tips for 20s out. Or tips, Ted's tips, okay?
We're all inclusive now.
Yeah, so let me do our sponsor. I'm going to sing our song, and then you're going to be ready to go.
Yes.
Okay, all right. Do you have a friend who's been through a humiliating, degrading, demeaning, and emasculating experience, and you want to make them feel better? HappyFlowers.com has the perfect arrangement for them. The Kevin McCarthy arrangement is just what you need. This arrangement will make even the most public, horrifying, appalling, disgusting experience of their life better. These gorgeous flowers come with a beautiful calligraphy pen and pad of paper to write down the names of all those who have wronged you so you can plan your revenge. Don't let global embarrassment, selling your soul, or the terrifying fear of the concessions you've made ruin someone's day. Go to happyflowers.com, get the Kevin McCarthy arrangement, and take some of the sting out of the worst week of someone's life.
Nice.
Well said.
Yeah, those. I think, you know what? I saw it online. The flowers are beautiful.
Well, they put a store in Park Ridge,
Well,
too.
I mean, he did
next
get the
to,
speakership after the 15th vote. After the 15th.
Yeah, that's all it
15th.
took.
Oh, it
That's
took
all it
15
took.
votes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's all it took. Okay, I got a song, and then we got to get this thing going because I don't want this guy to get on here and then freak. Oh, he's here.
He's here.
I wonder if he's listening. Okay,
That's fine.
Brad, I know you're here, but hold on. We got to get through our Ted's tips, and then we will bring you on. Okay, here we go. I'm such a good singer. When Ted was younger, so much younger than right now, he didn't give any tip that mattered anyhow. But now he's smarter, so much smarter than before, that none of his tips involve paying for whores. Tip me if you can, my life's going down, and I do appreciate your tips on clowns. Help me get my life back in control. Oh, won't you please, please tip me, tip me, tip me.
That was pretty good, bro. Oh, that was good. That was good. That was better than
He
the
had to
tip.
squeeze his nuts to get that high note out.
Here we go again.
Yeah.
He sat on his balls.
All right, Teddy, give us your fantastic. Oh, your tip is what are you tipping?
Well, why don't you give the audience some
Okay,
background
so,
about why this
so
tip
one
is,
of our early this week, one of our listeners, Queen Karina, that's her
We can
moniker.
say the name, yeah. Okay,
Yes,
we
that's
can
her
say- yeah,
moniker.
okay.
She wants to know, how can she tell when it's time to have kids?
I thought about this for about 5 minutes, and I've come to a conclusion that so there's three factors going on here when they have kids. There's the socioeconomic factor, there's the biology factor, there's the companionship factor. So I'll start real quick. Socioeconomic. So, are you financially stable enough to have a kid? So if you're living home with your parents, if you're living in a one,
They got money.
Okay, I'm just throwing this out there for anybody. If you're kind of living on your own, you're living from paycheck to paycheck. Maybe it's not the best idea to have a kid because kids require a lot of money and time. And if you don't have either one of those, if you don't have a good support system, like, can't drop off the kid at your mom's house or your sister's house or brother's house to watch your kid while you go to work, probably not
What?
a good idea.
You can't?
Yeah, well, you could drop them off somewhere.
I did. I think I did that all the time.
Is that why you're this way?
Is this why I'm this way?
Oh, you were dropped off. Were you like one of those latchkey kids? You were left home alone a lot?
I was.
Okay.
Yeah, I was left on my parents, when this all started, that was when mom started working, right? Because my dad worked, my mom worked. And yeah, we would get ourselves off to school. We'd literally leave. We lived about 1 minute and 50 seconds in a full sprint from school. We left 2 minutes.
Nice.
And we'd watch whatever TV show, Andy Griffith or whatever the rerun was at like 7:30 or whatever, 8:30, and we would run to school as fast as we could. And we'd get everybody sweating. You have to sit in your own disgusting sweat. Yeah, and then we'd go home for lunch. We actually got to go home for lunch.
Well, I mean, that's pretty convenient to live 2 minutes, from your school, which,
Yeah, full sprint.
A lot of people don't have that luxury.
Yeah. No, I mean, neighborhood schools, most everybody goes to a
Sure.
neighborhood school when you're a kid. I mean, I'm talking about when I'm little.
Sure. I went to neighborhood school, but still about 6 blocks away, and I don't think I could sprint there.
No, I've seen you run, Ted. You can't. Okay, so what the first part was?
You could skate,
Socioeconomic.
Socioeconomic.
Okay. The second one's biology. Okay. So, ladies, as we all know,
You have to have a vagina?
Yeah, as we all know, you have a biological clock and it's ticking. Okay, so let's just say from the age of 18 to 44, and that's pushing it. You can probably have a kid naturally in most cases. After that, you're going to need IVF, and those things cost $10,000 a pop. So if these women earlier in life, they say, well, I don't want a kid because I'm in my 20s and 30s, and I want to, I'm a woman, hear me roar, and I just want to live my life. And then you have the regrets later on in life. You have a limited window. So guys, on the other hand, like Mel Gibson, when you're 69, sure, you could have kids anytime you want. You just have to meet a 35-year-old or 25-year-old like he did.
Ooh, hold on. Let's get into that.
Yeah.
Oh, no, go ahead. Okay, so what is the last part to when is it a good time to have kids?
The last part's just simply, maybe you don't even want the guy. Let's just say, okay, you're in love, you're married, you have a kid. It makes logical sense you're going to have a kid with the guy you're allegedly going to spend the rest of your life with.
Could be two chicks
in theory,
or two dudes, just so you know, Ted.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. But could just be you just want a kid to have it, and the guy is just a donor. There's a guy, he's a good-looking guy. Obviously, if you meet Tom Brady, I'm sure all the women want his sperm, obviously, or Elvis.
You're out of your mind. It's all
Elvis, I'm just using as an example. Chris, Liam Hemsworth. I don't know, whatever.
So how often do you think Tom Brady? I mean, do you think Tom Brady does?
Get fucking back on Tom Brady.
No, I just because I see the guy in the news every day.
Tomas,
so I can't
quit impregnating all the women.
I can't get out of my head because all I see is Tom Brady in the news every day. What a hero he is, So I'm trying to ignore it, but when you read the news, he's in every. It's like Prince Harry and Tom Brady is every other article, and then some chick who's like postmenopausal who wants to show off her abs, in the beach at St. Kitts somewhere, So.
Okay.
So yeah, so the last part is the last piece of the puzzle is you want a kid just to have the kid because your kid will always be your kid, but the guy might not always be the guy. If that makes sense.
No, a guy could immediately be a girl the next day.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can kick him to the curb and then he's gone.
Oh, get another guy or another girl or another person.
But your kid is always going to be your kid, where the guys come and go.
I mean, you could give the kid up too, right?
Well, but assuming
you
they don't.
What if you had it? It's like, oh, this thing is hideous. Let's try again. Just like here, give that one to Tom Brady.
Well. I think there was a comedian that said, if I have a kid and I get rid of this one, I'll just make another one. That was Russell Peters, I think, who said that. Skit,
that was pretty funny. So when we had our second kid, right, we had Jackson. We had Savannah, Jackson. I go, wow, that's a good looking kid, and I'm like, you know what? I mean, obviously, you're capable of having more children. We could sell this one for sure. Yeah, we could. I mean, we could make enough to have 8 kids. I mean, not that I want to, but we could. Yeah.
Amazon reseller.
And
there you go.
And it's very
eBay has a site for that store.
Do they?
An eBay, child store.
Oh, okay. Well, you know what? I got to look that up. Okay, Ted, that was coherent. I can't believe it.
Yeah. Oh, and then the other one is like
Jesus Christ.
Last one before we get to the guest. Is the you hear about these sperm donors? You go to the women go to the sperm donor clinic, but you hear about these cases where the sperm donor doctor is the one actually using his sperm with all the women, so he's got like 800 kids, even though the women are under the impression that they're looking through some pamphlet or something and they're getting some dude who looks like Elvis or something, when in fact they're getting Dr. Galakowicz or something.
Yeah, when you walk in and there's when there's a guy doctor, and he's just rubbing his crotch and he's just like, oh God, and you're just like, well, wait, what was he doing? No, he was literally filling the jars up. Yeah, just filling.
Don't go to Dr. Nick.
Just be careful.
Hello, everybody.
I was going to say, women, if you're going to do sperm donor, just go au natural, so at least you know what you're getting. That's all I'm saying.
Au natural.
Yeah.
What is that again? Tom Brady? What is that?
That would be natural. Penis in vagina. Insemination versus petri dish or turkey baster. That's all I'm saying.
My cousin used a turkey baster.
Really?
Yeah.
To baste a turkey.
I'm not fucking. I'm not making that up.
No, you're lying.
I'm not lying. No, I'm not lying.
Like how?
I'm not even going to talk about it because it's real.
But you brought it up.
It's crazy.
Did they filled a turkey baster with sperm and squirted it in her vagina?
Essentially, yeah. At a commune.
Oh,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
Was that somewhere in Waco?
No, it was in Illinois, Southern Illinois.
Oh man,
same thing.
Wow.
Or Missouri. I think it was in Missouri.
I mean, does it matter? Once you're down there, who gives a shit, right? I mean, it's just banjo music.
I will tell you this: when it was all going on, it was kind of crazy. But her daughter is fucking awesome. She's incredible. Yeah, so it turned out great.
All right.
And she's not on the commune anymore. So.
Oh, thank God.
She's been deprogrammed. Okay, that's good.
Okay, Brad, can you hear us?
I can hear you. Yes.
Okay, and luckily, unlike from Iceland, we can hear you also.
Yes.
Did you get a chance to hear Ted's tips?
I did indeed hear Ted's tips, and I agree with most of it.
Holy cow!
And the party doesn't agree with. I don't agree with those either. So we're on the same page.
Okay, let me introduce Brad, who Man, he's so nice to be on, and it was so much fun to talk to him before this. Brad Kisling is our guest today. He is the museum director for the Museum of Clean in Pocatello, Idaho. Am I saying it right? Pocatello?
You are. Most people don't, but that's very good. You did well.
I'm a teacher. I like to think of myself as moderately intelligent.
Welcome.
Yeah, well, be proud.
I used to say Pocatello, by the way, so I was wrong the whole time. So
Ted says everything wrong, so that's not even a big deal.
And he's tipping everybody.
All right, so Brad, here, let's do this. How long have you been the museum director for the Museum of Clean? Before I tell anybody even what it is.
About 7.5 years.
Oh man. Okay, so see if I get this right, and you tell me where I made a mistake. The Museum of Clean, you guys, your single subject focus is on clean air, clean water. This one doesn't work for us. Clean language, clean health, but mostly you guys have a museum dedicated to helping people be clean, cleaning things, making their houses and their lives nicer. Does that sound right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a state of being. It's a choice to be clean, and like you said, every aspect from clean language, which, like you said, you guys aren't too good at that, but that's okay. You'll work on it. But yeah, everything from that to clean arteries, the clean environment, every aspect of clean. That's what our focus is.
Nice. So is a lot of it when you think of clean, you think of like house, like sanitizing things. So is it like sanitizing like a kitchen, stuff like that, or vacuum cleaners?
Yeah, it's a large chunk of the museum is about the history of cleaning, both residentially and commercially, and then it kind of goes from there to get all the aspects of clean. But yeah, it's a lot of history of clean and artifacts and all that stuff.
Well, that's got to be interesting because like in the 40s and 50s, they sanitized with like a lot of bleach, right? Stuff like that, Clorox, and floors and wash floors.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so I have to ask, when couples walk in, does the husband just walk in and just tell his wife, start paying attention to everything in here right now?
That's not
well, sometimes it's the opposite, or
vice versa, or vice versa.
Yeah, I mean, I think the women bring the guys there to maybe, hopefully, they pick up some habits. And
so they're like, she says to her husband, see that thing right there, and he goes, I don't even know what that is. She goes, that's a goddamn vacuum cleaner. It's like I'm sorry, you lost me. I'm completely lost. And that thing over there is a dish rag. What do you do with that? You wave it over dishes?
I'm sure vacuum cleaners look different now than they did back then, right? You got a lot of old ones.
We have a huge collection of vacuum cleaners. We have there's 4 floors to the museum, and one.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, our building is a 74,000 square foot complex, including an event center.
That's ginormous.
Wait,
do
you have cleaning events?
In the past, we've tried a lot of different things over the years, and sent from seminars and stuff like that. But so we have one floor that is completely dedicated to vacuum cleaners. We probably have the world's largest collection of pre-electrics and non-electric vacuum cleaners, and we have.
Oh, those are just like sweepers, right? Just the push ones?
No, we have a lot of sweepers too, carpet sweepers, yeah. But if a vacuum kind of if it has suction,
okay,
it's a vacuum.
Okay.
Sweepers don't.
Sure.
Sweepers
That's
sweep.
true. Yeah.
They just have a bar.
Oh,
but,
man.
To give an example on our vacuum cleaners, so you can understand how serious we really are. We're not just some goofy place, even though we are. But
you have 1,000. You have over 1,000 vacuums there. Is that right?
Yeah, probably not counting sweepers. But we have the world's first vacuum cleaner. We have the only one in the world. It's from 1860. It's called the Daniel Hess Carpet Sweeper, and we have it.
Wow.
If you look at the Wikipedia page that says history of vacuum cleaners, you will see our vacuum.
How does it get its power? The vacuum.
The pre-electric stuff is arm power, baby. Most of them utilize a bellows system of some kind. You're either pumping them, squeezing them. the Daniel Huss carpet sweeper uses it has a bellows that goes up and down
Sure.
as you pull it or push it. The bellows are hooked to a wheel, kind of like a locomotive looking thing, and that powers the suction. And it was also water filtered. It had water in the bottom, so the dirt went through, kind of like a rainbow.
It's a clever design.
So 1860 is pretty unique.
It's almost
we
like
have we
steam.
have one of 3 known to exist of the world's second vacuum cleaner. That's from 1869, called the Whirlwind. I think Hoover Museum has another one, and I think one's in a private collection. We have an example of one of the first powered vacuum cleaners in 1901. It's made by Hubert Cecil Booth in England. They were mounted on a wagon, and it's kind of like Service Master. They would take them around, horse-drawn carriage wagon, and you just had to have really, really big doors in your house to get the whole wagon and the horse in. But they work pretty well.
Well, it sounds like that would be for like the ultra wealthy. It sounds like that would be something for the.
They actually had hoses that went in your house.
Yes.
But
see, I thought you were going to say. Honestly, I thought you were going to say you needed a very sturdy wife, a very, very sturdy woman, like a what's that? Like a good sized Hungarian woman to be able to do this.
An Eastern Black woman to service your floors.
So they were vacuuming like you see those air duct cleaners come in, right? They got the truck outside and they're running the hoses, cleaning the ducts.
Oh man, okay, so kids have to go nuts here. Kids love cleaning. I mean, this has got to be like. I mean, they got to be running around. Mommy, can I play with this? Oh, can I clean this?
I'm assuming they can't touch anything, right? You can't.
Our museum is a lot of interactive stuff for kids. There's a whole kid floor with a bunch of activities. We have a huge kid planet that's the size of a motor drone, like the motorcycles go inside. It's about that big.
And you just let the kids loose in there, and then they get tired, and the parents.
We trap them in there. Yeah, we don't let them out until they really scream loudly. No, it's kind of a play thing. But there's some interactive stuff, and hopefully they learn why they're having fun and all that business. So it's quite interactive for kids, and so it's a good mix.
Okay, so let me ask you this. I know that museums, they trade stuff. Do you get a call from like the Louvre in France, and they're like, "We'll give you a Picasso, you give us a vacuum for a while." Do you guys do that kind of trade stuff?
No, we don't really do that. I mean, one time the Smithsonian came to our town to do an exhibit at the college here at ISU, and all they had was placards, and they didn't have any physical things. And so we lent them a bunch for their display, a lot of pre-electric vacuums and washing machines. All that
the Smithsonian has everything. I was there. They got every museum of everything.
They don't have the original vacuum. So that's my next question. So have you ever been
approached? They don't have the world's first vacuum.
Yeah, have you ever been approached by a private collector to like offer you a price you quote unquote can't refuse, because that's obviously something that's pretty unique that you can't get anywhere. That somebody might want that.
That vacuum and a lot of the real important pieces we bought from a collector, and or Don did, our founder, which I should tell you about our founder before we go any farther.
Sure.
Our founder is a really famous man. His name is Don Aslett, and he started as a farm kid in the 50s. He came here to go to school at ISU and work his way through college. He started a cleaning business. Now they're in 40 states and one of the largest janitor business in the country called Varsity.
Okay, I've actually heard of that.
Yeah, he's written 43 books on cleaning and organization and motivation. He's been on television and radio over 5,000 times, Oprah, Regis, Donahue, everything. He's toured England 8 times and Australia once, and he's done 5,000 seminars as well, teaching people how to clean like a professional in their homes. And he started the museum in the mid 80s. It was a small version, kind of where his businesses were headquartered, and it kept growing. And then where we're at now, we've been there since 2011, and
wow, a life dedicated to cleaning. Because I feel like my life has been dedicated to dirtying. Yeah, I feel like I'm not a very good. I don't think I'm a very good cleaner.
So let me ask you this real quick.
It's not too late to change.
What like as a complete amateur when it comes to cleaning. I mean, we know how to clean like a little bit. I mean, we're not clean like rudimentary cleaning, but like if you had to,
Ted has a wife, so he doesn't.
She's not cleaning anything. What's like a professional? What's like a professional way to clean something versus like an amateur? Just say you go into the kitchen, you just want to like deep clean. You always hear about the term deep cleaning. I'm not sure what that means. Like, what would you offer as a suggestion to a novice?
And I'm not the guy to ask that really, but I'll tell you what I do know. It's pretty much utilizing what a professional would do, like the solvents and the tools, and being efficient at it. That's because a janitor needs to do it in a certain amount of time, and or service, they want to make the most they can if they do it quickly, but they got to do it good at the same time. So
Right.
yeah, a lot of Don's books are about just that, how to do things like a professional does, and the tricks of the trade and tricks of being a what used to be known as a homemaker, housewife.
I cannot believe 40 books on cleaning.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah,
that's
well, some of them-
it's cottage
and he's
industry.
done some other ones that are about, like I said, some motivational stuff and business.
Well, like
things.
get off your fat ass and clean, like that kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Because Don is kind of an entrepreneur, or he was an entrepreneur. He probably had about 15 or more businesses of different kinds, and
Holy cow.
and he's still alive. He's 87 years old, and he's at the museum every day. People
Wow.
get to meet him, and he takes them around and shows them stuff, and he's a pretty amazing guy.
So who cleans the Museum of Clean?
That's a good. That's a that's a great question.
I mean, because
Touche.
if they do a
I'm
bad
sure
job, I
it's-
mean,
it's-
do you like humiliate them and
it's
whip them? Or do you,
Don's company, right? Somebody.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, basically, we have a facilities director that takes care of kind of the bigger stuff. The staff kind of does it as time allows. It's a huge place, so it's hard to do. And I think we have someone that does the bathrooms once a week, a professional that we come in, but we have to in the interim, of course. But yeah, it's quite a challenge. People, it's a big place. There's a lot of things to dust. There's probably over, I don't know, 5,000 or 6,000 items in our museum.
yeah, you guys have art, right? You guys
Yeah,
have an art room. I
we
love
do
that.
have an artwork, and of course it's full of clean art or clean related art. And then we have a lot of the creativity of the museum is a fun part. It's a lot of art made out of cleaning items, of everyday items made into art. A lot of big sense of humor in the museum, and it's quite entertaining. It's not boring at all. That's the biggest surprise most people get. They think, oh boy, I'm going to see a bunch of old vacuum cleaners and washing machines, and yeah, that's true. But you're going to be entertained while you're seeing them and learning about it.
No, I
as
mean
well.
it's part of history and it's part of Americana. So my question is, what do you charge for admission?
Adults are $6, kids are $4.
That's reasonable. It's very
Yeah,
reasonable.
they're smaller.
It's a lot
That
of
makes sense.
it's a lot of
But
entertainment.
they're
Yeah,
dirtier.
smaller.
I would actually charge the kids more because they're more likely to make a mess.
Well, the kids are germ
That's
magnets.
probably a
You know
good
how that
idea.
goes, right? You know how that goes.
So it went back in the day, like say the 20s to like the 50s. Was there like number one thing that every household had to clean? Like a lot of people use Windex for everything nowadays, or a spray for everything, or
Lysol
or
wipes
something.
or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
They'll clean the bathroom. They'll clean it. Was there something like that like a long
I
time ago?
think I think the brands that are still probably around that you probably know were probably very popular then. Like you said, Windex and Comet, and all
Comet,
all
that's
the,
one.
Comet.
Yeah.
Love Comet.
the dish soaps and the detergents. They're still pretty much the same stuff.
All right, so
Uh,
I watched I saw some show, and they had a museum on, and that museum was in trouble because a lot of the things they had were taken from their rightful owners. Are you guys having that problem where
Oh.
I don't know, like Egyptians are
copyright
coming?
infringe-
Yeah, no,
copyright
like
infringement.
Egyptians
Right,
or
right.
indigenous
Oh, I see.
people are like, we want our vacuum back or something like that. Are you finding you have to give stuff back that was not? I'm not saying you stole it, but that Don might have stolen.
No, no, actually, I don't think so. Yeah, I can't think of anything like that. I mean, we did have to a few years ago. I was looking at a lot of stuff we had, and there was a lot of inappropriate stuff that was advertising that is like just horrendously in bad taste. And I pulled a lot of that off the floors. It was, very stereotypical of things that you just, that's politically incorrect nowadays.
Oh, sure.
And there was a,
Yeah.
there was a lot of it.
Yeah.
So somewhere in there, you have a dog-powered washing machine. Is that correct?
We do indeed. Before tractors or before automation, of course, or combustion engine, a lot of things were powered by animals.
Okay. Well, here we got a
and
little bit
this
of a
is-
problem. PETA, the people from PETA listen to our broadcast, so you're probably going to be protested sometime next week. I'm sorry. We're very
Well,
popular
I don't
with
think
PETA.
they're using them.
We don't
right
make
now.
an actual dog use it. We have a
Oh,
we have a
kids,
model.
just kids now? Is that how we
It's a
do it?
model of a dog. But yeah,
Gotcha.
it's a treadmill that was dog powered, or you could use your goat or some other animal. But
The
it was
plow
a
ox, the
treadmill.
good old
and it-
plow ox.
and it-
Remember that?
and
No,
it
it's
was a
small.
conveyor. There was a belt that ran the washing machine that would power the agitator in the washing machine.
Wow.
And it's
So
pretty cool.
I just have two quick questions. So, like, if you were to go to the store right now and buy something at Walmart, what's like the best home cleaning product you would buy personally to just clean?
That's actually a good question.
That's why I asked it.
It is a good question, but it's probably meant for someone other than me, because I'm just the I just do the museum. I don't know that.
Gotcha. Okay.
Wait, hold on a second.
And-
Don doesn't clean jack.
Yeah, Don does. He would be the guy you asked.
Okay.
That
Oh,
question.
yeah.
And here's my last question.
He's the expert.
When does cleaning turn into OCD? When you clean too much? You know what I mean? Like when you clean and it's clean, but then this cleaning becomes uber cleaning when it's like this is a little too much. This is like too clean. You know what I mean? When does clean become too clean?
So he's asking if Don has a
it's more
serious
of a rhetorical
problem.
question, I suppose.
No, I don't think he does. I think he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
All right. So just to do this, so Idaho has a Clean Awareness Week, and you guys were honored from the governor, right?
Yes.
And this was just last year, with all the COVID stuff that was going on. It was kind of perfect timing. So
Sure,
you guys actually had the governor out to kind of commend your cleaning museum. That's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, and they've made a special day for cleaning week or something, and we got they presented Don with the plaque and all that. And it was pretty
That's
cool.
awesome.
So when you walk around Pocatello, I mean, you're kind of a big shot, right? People are just like, "Hey, Brad, hey, it's Mr. Clean." Oh yeah, that was the thing we wanted to ask you. Do you have like any kind of thing of Mr. Clean? Do you have any pictures of Mr. Clean or?
Oh yeah, I'll tell you what. I made a master clean. What he looked like when he was a kid.
Nice.
He
was still bald. He was
Kid
still bald.
mannequin, and I made him. It looks just like Mr. Clean, but smaller.
That's
So
funny.
he was Master Clean. But yeah, Mr. Clean's. We got a couple cutouts, and you can even actually stand in a thing and put your face through a cutout, and your face is in Mr. Clean's body.
Because that's a really old marketing, right? Mr. Clean goes way back, doesn't it?
Oh man,
He's like the Maytag, repairman. He goes back way back into history.
that is
I
absolutely.
gotta do a display on the Maytag repairman, because that's a pretty good one. I did make a cool display. You guys remember who the Tiny Bowl Man was?
Oh yeah,
Tiny Bowl
yeah,
Man.
yeah.
I forgot about the Tiny Bowl
Wait,
Man.
wasn't that a guy who lived in your toilet?
Yeah.
Yeah. When you opened
check
up your
it out.
toilet, right? When you opened up your toilet, there was a guy in a boat in your.
I remember that.
in your toilet,
I remember
right?
that,
Is that what he
Yeah.
was?
I remember that. Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, yeah.
how is that not the world's worst idea? Who came up with the idea of your? I mean, yeah. Hey, man, I'm opening this
I
up.
think
There's a
they
guy in
sold
there.
They sold a lot of Tiny Bowls.
Well, the fact that we're still talking about it 40 years later, it was obviously a brilliant marketing
longer than
idea.
that, yeah.
We're
It
we're
was.
still talking about it, because we remember like it's yesterday. So that was brilliant. Come on.
And I'll tell you something about the Tiny Bowl Man. They wanted Don to be the Tiny Bowl Man on TV.
You're
That
kidding.
makes sense. That makes
They
sense.
pursued him because he was, like I said, he was a famous guy. He was on TV. He was on, like, Regis about every couple of weeks or something. I don't know. He was really well known in his field. And they pursued him for about 2 or 3 months, trying to talk him into being the Tiny Bowl Man. Offered him a lot of money, I think. But ultimately, he didn't want to endorse it because it didn't take the place of actually cleaning your toilet.
Oh.
So
Wow.
That is awesome. See,
He
I
is
love
really
this guy.
committed, yeah.
Well, and he's got standards and principles.
yes, he does.
That's awesome. I mean, 9 out of 10 people would have taken the money.
Wait, is he a billionaire right now? Is Don a billionaire? Is he very, very wealthy?
No, I don't think he's a billionaire, but
Okay, so
but
maybe he should have just killed off some of those principles and been the Tiny Bowl Man. I mean, he
no,
might be a
that's
billionaire
very
right now.
admirable.
Get
That's
those residuals.
awesome.
Yeah, no.
Oh man! All right, listen.
the Tiny Bowl Man was funny because he was on a raft, right, with some calypso musicians. Put the lemon in the Tiny Bowl Man.
That's right.
That's
Anyway,
right. I remember that.
No, I don't remember
then,
that at
then
all.
he had, first he had a rowboat. I'm sorry, first he had a rowboat, but then he got on the raft, and then he got smart and he got a speedboat.
Yeah.
Oh my God! I cannot. You know what? I'm just going to have to YouTube some of those commercials to see all that.
Here's my last question.
No.
Do you guys get government subsidies because you're obviously providing a public service about cleaning? So you would think that since the government visited your museum, does the government help subsidize your museum at all, or the local government?
No, it's kind of a challenge for us because the deal is we are a 501, or the museum is under the umbrella of Don's Foundation, and that's a 501(c). But but it's kind of privately owned by him. He subsidizes us.
I see.
So that's kind of the deal. And we're not eligible for a lot of grants or endowments because it is a private own thing.
Interesting.
That'll change.
Because you should
That'll
be.
change.
Because you should be.
That'll change in the future. Yeah.
Sure.
That is awesome. All right, listen, Brad, thank you so much for
Thank you,
being
Brad.
on.
Wait, I got to tell you. I got to tell
go
you a
ahead.
couple things.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm going to blow your mind here. Okay. Besides all the old stuff we have and the cleaning things, we are the home of the world's largest janitor.
Wow. Okay, maybe you should put him on a diet.
Yeah, we call him Big Don, of course, and he's inside the building. He's. Do you guys know what a muffler man is?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm not familiar with that. What is a muffler man?
It's you guys have a big statue of Don in the museum, right?
Well, it's a muffler man from the '60s. They were used for advertising. They were mostly outside. Look up muffler man. You'll see what it is.
Yeah, they're
And
made
there's
of like
about-
exhaust parts.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's only about 230 of them left, and they were usually in front of tire stores or gas stations.
Right.
Okay. I'm gonna check that out.
They advertise a bunch of stuff, and they're pretty rare. They're made out of fiberglass, but we can boast ours is a janitor. He holds a big mop. And he's
Nice.
Nice. Nice.
I love
Dude,
it.
that is fantastic. Okay.
Makes sense.
We do got to let you go. And again, thanks again. It was absolutely fantastic. We appreciate it. And you know what? When we take our worldwide tour, our tour through America, and we go through Nebraska and see Bigfoot, and we go to all these. We go to the Twine Place in wherever the heck the Twine Place was, Wisconsin, I think.
Kansas.
Kansas. Yeah, we'll swing by in Idaho, the southeast end of Idaho, I think it is, and we'll swing by Pocatello, and we'll come by and say hi.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're about 150 miles due north of Salt Lake City.
Awesome.
Perfect.
All right. Thanks again, Don, man. We really appreciate it.
Thank you, Don.
Have fun, man.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
All
Thanks for having me.
All right,
best.
take care. Bye-bye. Wow. Is
Dude,
that
that place is huge.
I just learned some new information.
is that is crazy. That is absolutely insane.
I'd actually like to go there.
I
How could you
I want
not?
to see that place.
How could you not want to go?
Four stories.
Yeah. So in Pocatello, it's right off the highway. Yeah. It's a really. I've been over the website like
See,
I don't know,
go
like 10
there.
times.
I would go there before the Bigfoot Museum in Nebraska.
Well, because we'd be murdered when we go to the Bigfoot Museum. All right, so guys, I mean that was good news, but I got some bad news. Okay, Carrie Lake, recently she's declared herself the duly elected governor of Arizona.
Now, just for some background for people who
No,
don't know,
she didn't.
she
did.
was a Republican candidate for governor
Yeah.
of Arizona who lost.
Right, and now she has declared herself the duly elected governor of Arizona. Well, she's taking it a little bit further now, okay? She has now declared herself, she's the duly elected queen of all water, okay? She is the duly elected ambassador of insanity, and this is the one that scared me because she's a listener. She is the duly elected third idiot. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes, but I'm not sure who she's replacing. I have no idea who she's replacing, but she is the
Last man in gets replaced. That's me.
Oh, okay. All right. Ted, it'll be nice to have a lady's voice on the show.
Last in, first
was-
out.
it was-
That ain't happening, man.
First to go, last to know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's actually filed several lawsuits now to take over the show, and she wants to rename the show to Carrie Lake, the one and only idiot. That's her thing. Yeah. So this is scary. This is where politics, kind of connects with our regular lives, right? Because we're not going to run into any politicians on a regular basis. We're not going to see anybody, right? So you can't say you suck, man. What the fuck is your problem? No. But now,
Clean it up, man. Clean it up.
what the fuck is your real? No. Yeah.
What the fudge
What
is
the
your
yeah.
problem?
Yeah, so that's happening. Okay, this is something I want to talk about, and I don't know if Teddy and I talked about this at the bar. Are you guys familiar with a young lady named Olivia Dunn?
One of my boys, we were talking about college athletes getting paid for endorsements, and they're able to make money off of their image and likeness and all this.
Yeah.
So over at Christmas break, he says, "Oh yeah, there's a gymnast, college gymnast, and she's making the most money out of any college athlete out there." I said.
Yeah.
I was like, "There's no way. How is that possible? How?
I
You're
can
going to
tell
tell
you.
us? Because
Okay.
I
So she is from LSU. Okay, and this is how you're going to be surprised at this. She's a gymnast. She's in fantastic shape. She basically posts sexy pictures of herself all over social media. I mean,
Is it called OnlyFans?
she does not
It
know.
really
no,
like
she's
sex
using
sells sort of thing. She's
Yes,
selling
she
her
absolutely is. She is all over. She is partially dressed. She's in a lot of like real tight, really small leotard stuff because she's a gymnast. but a lot of bathing suits and all this kind of stuff.
She's like the Paige Spiranac of the gymnast.
Well, how does she make money? How's she making
Well,
money?
the people are paying to actually
Like advertisers or on TikTok,
advertisers, and people are
Instagram?
paying to look at her page. Look at her privates. Pages.
It's like, it's like a Facebook page, or is
Yeah, it's
this
kind of
like
it's a pay. It's kind of like an OnlyFans thing, I would imagine, something like
It
that,
has to
right?
be, yeah,
But
so.
now she has a problem. The problem is that it's getting out of control. Now she's a college gymnast, right? She's going to these meets, and and it's all teenage boys, right? There are hundreds
just
of
flooding the
people.
events.
Yeah, so they get in there. They are loud. They're rude. They don't care about gymnastics.
for
They don't
her.
care about anything.
Hey, it's worth the money though, right?
Wait, hold on a second. Everybody's pissed. Okay,
well.
all the fans that are there to watch their kids or watch somebody, they're pissed, right? The other team,
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, the other team is pissed
because you kind of hijacked the spirit of what gymnastics is about.
Yeah.
Even though she didn't do it intentionally.
Yeah.
but she still did it.
Yeah, the boys are literally hanging outside, waiting outside for her to come out. Okay, they need cops to control the crowds.
I love it.
Right? Her mother actually said that her daughter is getting swarmed. Right, and she's starting to she's starting to complain and say, "You can't do this." Does she have the right to complain?
What do you
I
expect
smell
is going to happen?
I smell a suspension.
No, but I mean, does she
what
have
do
the
you
right to
expect?
complain? Right.
Well, no. You sold out. This is what you want.
There's
a price of fame.
It's the law of unintended
No,
consequences.
there's
It's the law of
there's a cost.
unintended consequences.
She's getting paid to be famous. There's a cost to being a celebrity. She's no different than any other celebrity that's out there. Every pro athlete that's got kids right now playing, like Bronny James, all those fucking games are shit shows in zoos. They have to only parents and students can go to those basketball games. She's even worse.
I mean, she's in people.
I've actually never even
people are
heard of the
upset.
woman. And
she's
the funny thing is, there was a gymnast a couple of years ago, or within the last year or two, and she was actually like a real. I think she scored like perfect 10. She was like half. Her name was like Kimura or something. She was from California, but she was like just based on her performance, and of course she's very attractive.
This is I have
young
no
lady.
idea. Here's the funniest part. Everything I've read, because I want to research this and find
Mary
out.
Lou Retton.
Or Nadia Comaneci. But yeah, so everything I've read, I've never actually read if she's an actual good gymnast. It is. I mean, she's fabulously attractive. I mean, ridiculously.
Well, who was that woman tennis player that she wasn't a good tennis player, but she was really attractive?
Yeah, this.
It wasn't. It was the blonde one, but not the one you.
Yeah, the one who was
two of them.
the one who was going with the hockey players.
No, not the hockey player. She was with a
Yeah.
singer guy. She was with a singer guy, like not a Mark. He was like kind of a Mark Anthony type, but it wasn't him. But she was like, she never really did good in her career. But she was like, she was attractive
How
at
did
the
Mark?
time.
Wait, hold on a second. Mark Anthony's an
No,
ugly dude.
not Mark Anthony.
But let's get on
no,
that.
no, it was
He's an
a-
ugly dude.
no, but it was
How
a-
did he get any women at all?
because he could sing.
He had
Who was
Jennifer
he?
Lopez.
J-Lo, yeah, that
Could
was one of
sing,
the first celebrity couples. Those two.
Yeah.
Could sing.
How
You know.
did he get Jennifer
Because he
Lopez?
could sing.
Well, everybody gets Jennifer Lopez. Ben Affleck had her twice, still has her.
I feel like he's stuck with her. Like she came back, she's like, Ben, now you are with me, and he's like, no, but I have other people. She's like, no, you don't. No one likes you. No one.
Why do you sound like the maid from
I don't know.
Family Guy?
I have
Consuela.
I have no idea why.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. So let me ask you one question. Why does everyone who gets on a plane get blind drunk? Tell me that.
Well, not everybody.
Not everybody.
Oh, I know where you're going with this, by the way.
Yes, you do.
I'm not going to steal your thunder, but
You
go
can
ahead.
steal my thunder all you want.
Okay,
So this is going to piss me
if-
off if he does.
If this is correct, so there was a VP of Wells Fargo, and he's
Yes.
Indian. He was on a plane, I think, in India, and he got so drunk he actually urinated on a 72-year-old, his female passenger.
Yeah.
And I guess, of course, obviously he got fired, escorted off the plane. So my question is this: number one, why would you get so drunk on a plane? Because there's no stimuli. I mean, I could see having like a drink just to kind of relax you and just fall asleep to get the flight over with. But I mean, how bad of a drunk do you have to be to go that far?
You mean to stand up in a plane?
That's pretty.
He did
I mean, that's
not
pretty
stand
ballsy.
up. He stood
That's
up
pretty
and
ballsy.
urinated on
He
her?
stood up in a plane,
pretty
stood in the
ballsy.
hallway,
That's pretty
stood in the
ballsy.
aisle, whipped out his dick, and he urinated on this woman.
That's pretty ballsy.
And that's frowned upon.
That's pretty penis.
That's
Yeah.
frowned.
Pretty penis.
That's frowned upon, right?
Yeah.
It depends on the airline. JetBlue.
No.
I think it was like Air India. I mean, he was in India.
We all
He
know.
was in
We all
India or
know the
something.
airline.
Yeah.
We all know the airline where it's perfectly fine to take a piss on anybody. We all know the world's worst airline. I don't want to have to say it.
I'm not going to
yeah.
say it.
I don't know what the world's
because I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know what the world's worst airline is.
You don't know what the world's worst airline.
Oh yeah.
Yes, I'm not going to say it. But we all know that airline.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know somebody that flew that airline, and I'm not making this up. She showed me
She got pissed on.
$23 one way to Florida.
Yeah, $23.
Actually, that's a great airline.
But
I
That's a
said,
great
dude,
airline.
I'm like, what are they paying the fucking pilots? I care about who's in charge. I'm willing to pay more money.
Well, the problem is you pay 23, but you're going to walk out smelling like piss.
So the funny thing is, remember, like this was like long. This is like in our second or third episode. There was the guy who masturbated on the plane. He masturbated 4 times.
Yeah, right there, just sat there.
Yeah, just sat there, and actually. And like obviously he got arrested and charged, but when you think about it compared to the guy who pissed on somebody, that's damn impressive. I mean, to masturbate 4 times in 2 hours in front of the public, that guy should be.
Look at Matt shaking his head right
he's
now.
He's the next Ron Jeremy. He's the next Ron Jeremy minus dementia.
Look who you're talking to.
You got to hire that guy.
Well, no, you know what the funny
hired.
You know what the funny part of this whole
You're
thing
hired.
is I mean I know how Wells Fargo works. They usually shit on their customers, so it's amazing that VP would piss all over somebody when they're
Well,
so
the
used to
title of VP is overrated anyway. I mean, you could say VP for anything, but he's probably just a glorified account executive who not doing a whole much. So when you say VP,
Ted, you're the vice president of this show, just so you know.
Well, they call their customers toilets. They say, "We love our toilets." I mean, customers.
But it was pretty crazy. So after he pisses on this chick, he gets off the plane. They let him go.
Oh, I thought he got perp walked off the plane. I didn't think they let
I
him
thought
go.
you said he peed in the aisle. He peed on the person sitting next to him.
He peed on the woman.
He stood
on the
up.
customer.
So he didn't accidentally pee and got on her. He actually.
How do you actually? He's standing in the middle.
He
He's
could
standing
be
in the
passed
aisle.
out drunk, pissing himself.
No, he stood up and urinated.
So he
down
thought he
this
was in the
woman.
bathroom. He was so inebriated.
Why are you that drunk on a plane, man?
Hey, we used
I'm getting drunk on.
I mean, how
a
much
plane.
my buddy
alcohol does it
Donnie
take
used to
to make you
shit
do
on those buses that charter people to Cub games, and then they
What?
park on Waveland,
What?
and then they wait for them to come back on the bus.
What does that mean?
I hope he shit on the way there, and
they
he had to sit in on the
they
way
have
back.
bathrooms. They have bathrooms on those buses.
Yeah.
So we would go on the bus as if we were supposed to be on the bus, sit there while Donnie went in the bathroom and took a huge shit. And then the people would start coming on the bus that chartered the bus and be like, "Who the fuck are you guys?" And then the bus driver would get all pissed. It was a funny
Wait, didn't you
ruse.
have a?
It's what we did when we were
Didn't
kids.
you have a guy in one of your golf?
Wait, I thought you said you guys did this 2 weeks ago.
Didn't you have a guy in one of your golf outings years ago who said he got so drunk before your?
Yeah.
And he I don't know what he did to
So
himself.
we're
something.
20 guys.
I like this
in
story,
a big
by the way.
house.
Yeah.
So 20 guys. We got a giant house, right?
Yeah.
And this guy's there, and each night he drinks. And if I didn't see it, I wouldn't believe it. He drinks 124 case of Miller Lite bottles.
Oh, that's nothing. Miller
And
Lite.
he just sat there. He'd be like, he'd go, Maddie,
Yeah.
Stevie, go get me. And you'd hand him a beer. And he got so drunk that they found him the next morning. He's in the tub, and there's just shit everywhere.
Oh no!
Oh my God! He just They and this is so funny. They cleaned him up. They got him dressed. They took him to the airport. These are the guys that kind of run it. We're just like also rans. They take him to the airport. They come back, get ready for golf, and it's like, hey man, where's Pete? Yeah, man, Pete's not here. Pete's gone.
So
Yeah.
how'd
Never
you,
asked
like
back
this,
again.
Looks like this golf tournament's just too much for you.
Yep.
So you had to play with a ghost because
We'll have to
you
take
didn't
you back to the
you
city.
didn't have even teams.
Yeah. But so
That's
Teddy,
funny.
we're getting on a plane on Friday. So let me ask you this: which one of us is going to be? And the guy's name was Shakar Mishra. Which one of us is going to be the Shakar?
Neither one of us, because you know what's going to happen? I'm going to have a serious lack of sleep the night before as normal, and by the time I hit the plane, I'm going to be already asleep, and if all goes according to plan, I will fall asleep as soon as the plane takes off and wake up as we're taxiing into Tucson International Airport with 0 alcohol in my system.
That is absolutely the most untrue thing. You know we're going to be
What time
sitting in an airport bar for 2 hours.
What time is
drinking.
your
Oh, that's
flight?
right. Oh, that's right. 6 at night. Yeah, I probably have a couple, but yeah,
at
but nothing crazy. I mean, like I've taken flight. I mean, I'm not a frequent flyer, but I've taken flights, and you know, the bottom line is, why would you even want to get drunk on a plane? I mean, you're sitting in like economy class. At least I am. You're sitting. Your only stimuli is the seat right in front of you, and you're kind of in a cramped space. I mean, it's just no fun to even get drunk because I mean, there's just no
Yeah, there's
purpose
nothing
to it.
really
Yeah,
to
there's
it.
nothing. There's no
So
stimuli.
you're going to be the masturbator then? I'll be the pisser. You're going to be the masturbator. Okay. Let me.
Can't wait to read about this.
Yeah. So you guys obviously listen to Joe Rogan's podcast every day, just like I do.
Who?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. That's what I thought. Okay. So he gave us a tip. I think I figured it out on this last show, how to become rich. And I think I figured this out. Are you ready? Okay. Step 1, we need to get a crazy person who says they know something that no one else knows. Isn't there more ice in your ice bucket?
You have an ice bucket for him?
I do.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy, he's got an actual ice
This
bucket.
looks like that bucket
What am
I
I
was trying to sell you, the Tupperware.
Well, yeah. What am I? I'm not an animal. Teddy gets an ice bucket. He gets.
I
He
do
gets.
have a nice ice bucket.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
The globe with the globe cubes that you see on the as seen on TV where you make the.
Yeah, I do that special just
That's
for
good.
Ted.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
I mean, yeah, and he doesn't. And then he takes the dirty ice cubes out of the thing I haven't cleaned in I don't even know how long.
I bought my wife an ice maker for Christmas because she hates the ice cubes from our freezer.
What? Why does she hate them?
They're just
Are
not
they
good.
racist?
No, they're foggy.
Sexist?
I don't know.
They're foggy.
Hate's
They're
a-
ice cubes.
Hate's a strong word.
No, you know.
They're just. It's just okay. Hey man, I'm not getting into that. Okay, so here we go. Number one. This is how we get rich. We get a crazy person on who says they know something no one else knows. We already did that. Okay. This is where we messed up on step 2. We need to get 11 million people to listen to our show each week. You know, we're at like. Oh, by the way, we're at almost 2,000 people a week now.
He's at 11 million.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's at like 11 million. So we're very close.
But here's the key: we need to get our listeners to give us a good rating. They need to rate us.
Oh yeah, they
That's
do
how
that.
you get more
what
listeners.
does it say on YouTube? Like press the like, subscribe button, or whatever's
No, you
whatever's
have
the
to subscribe.
equivalent
You
of
cannot
this.
rate-
We can't subscribe.
You have to
this.
subscribe to
Yeah.
a show
Yeah.
before you can like it
Yeah.
or rate it. I should say.
But what I wanted to say
Yeah,
was,
I haven't even subscribed. I don't like
I think
this.
with the tips is great. I mean, so from now on, any tip I give, I just want it to come from whoever's following us, whoever
Well,
listens to us.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, but just going forward, I don't want to think about anything. I just want just like what Queen Karina
That's
said. I
the
just want. That's what I
plan.
want. That's what I want.
Yes, that's
That's a great idea, Ted.
Yeah, and in
I
fact,
love
if we
that idea.
if we can get to the
Matt,
point,
why didn't you think of this?
if we can get to the point where we can even, you know what I really love? If we can get to the point where we get call-ins, I'd love to interact with whoever's listening to us because I think that's great.
Now you're out of your mind. We're not having people calling
Yeah.
to a recorded
love
show.
that.
Oh man,
Call-ins.
No.
You know why it would be hard
I'd love
because
to call.
We'd have
No.
every jackass calling us. Baba Booey.
No.
we were on three. We were on three
I know,
jackasses.
but
What
we'd
yeah.
never get through a segment.
Well, no, I mean, but just
would I be
limit-
calling myself? I'd be
Let me
calling
limit-
the show myself.
no, have like 20, have like 30 minutes where
Marsa dildo.
people could call in.
Hey,
and
that sounds like me.
people could just call in and we could just banter with them. I think that would be great.
We could. Listen,
or
we
we
could,
could just do like Kevin Matthews thing and have alter egos.
yeah. We could just
There could
be our
six
own
of us.
alter egos.
There could be 6 idiots.
Wait, just go to your dark place.
We each have a character.
Hold on a second. I think I can do this. There's a button on here that makes Ted. Hold on. Go ahead, Teddy. Try talking now.
Testing. Whoa, that's really
No,
creepy.
No, that was just left and right.
stereo.
Okay, so there's some button here that
Makes
makes
Ted sound like Pee Wee
it
Herman.
makes voices sound really deep. I hold on a second. Wait. Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, Barry White.
Okay.
Wasn't Pee Wee Herman
then
jerking
there's,
off in
you
a
know,
movie?
then there's the one that does this.
Didn't Pee
No,
Wee
that was
Herman-
Paul Rubens.
Yeah, he's Pee Wee Herman.
No, he's not.
Paul Rubens jerked off in a movie theater.
What?
You remember that when Pee Wee
That
Herman?
was a long-
screaming that
that was a long time ago.
Jesus.
That was
No,
very
that happened.
random.
Remember that happened.
Random is his middle name.
He was. That's what
He was in a
that's what-
porn theater, Ted.
Yes.
Everyone was jerking off. We just didn't get the list of all
Porn-
the guys'
porn
He
names.
theaters
just didn't pay the usher.
Porn
Yeah.
theaters don't even exist anymore. that's the
He
funny
Do
thing.
they- wait, do
Hey,
they
he
not
stiffed
exist?
the usher.
Oh. Wait, do they not? Do you can't go to a live porn theater?
I've
mean,
never seen
no,
one.
I don't.
Yeah,
everyone's
the,
got a machine, right?
Yeah,
Right.
it's
I
called,
got
it's
my
called- it's called-
machine
it's
right
called-
here.
It's
yeah.
called your iPhone.
Ooh,
It's called your
yeah.
iPhone or Android.
Oh man, I love my porn machine. I wonder. You know what? I got streaming this today. Just today, the guy came in and he's like, "Oh, I need your phone." Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And so he's got to use your phone.
Did you clear your search history?
I cleared nothing. I cleared nothing.
It was
so
still
so as soon
going.
as soon as he starts hitting buttons, I'm thinking, wow, he must think I have a very serious porn addiction, like very serious. Yeah, because my screensaver is just my lock screen, every
no,
website.
Actually, no. You're just preoccupied.
I'm gonna tell you.
There's a big
talking about
difference.
machines. I've got an issue right now with machines, computers specifically.
Oh, it keeps the
Let me tell you
porn
this
keeps
story.
popping
no,
up. and
not
it's-
on my phone. Well, I have played it on my phone. Chess. So I've been playing chess against a computer chess.
Okay.
No. So chess is in
I used to
season
play- I
right
used- I
now.
used to
at the
play computer
schools.
chess.
So
I used to
I
play
haven't played
computer
chess in years, but it's all over the news right now because it's a sport in schools.
I'll play you in chess. Let's
What?
get a chessboard and play.
It's not a sport.
and I'm going to kick your ass in chess. So chess is it's an academic sport. It's a sport. They compete. They go down state.
Yeah, they compete.
Schools are going
It's
down
tournaments.
state next week.
There's
Yeah,
tournaments.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Debate is an event.
No,
it's not a
no,
sport.
no, chess has been going on for years.
Chess is a
yeah,
sport.
that's a real thing.
Let me ask you something.
It's a
Let me ask you
competition. It's a
It
competition.
is a sport.
It's a
It is.
competition.
Can people get concussed and have to come out of the game and go
course
into a
they can.
concussion tent?
Yeah.
in chess.
Of course.
Then it's not a
You
sport.
can get emotionally concussed.
Okay, it is a sport.
Do you
and
have to take
it's in the news
steroids?
right now, and anyway, so I started. So I'm like, I used to play chess a lot. My kids play chess. I'm gonna start playing chess. So I get on the computer, right? So there's different settings. You can play against other people. You can play against a computer. One of the settings when you play against a computer is you can make the computer like less smart or more smart.
Okay.
So I put it so you got level 1, 2, 3, and then it goes to like numbers. Like the computer is like 1 second ahead, one second ahead, 2 seconds. It goes up like 357 seconds ahead per move. So I put it on that, the strongest setting, because I want to get my ass kicked and I want to get better. So I'm playing chess against a computer at the strongest setting, and I mean I'm getting slaughtered.
Okay.
But I'm realizing that when I do certain moves, the computer just reacts the same way. So I'm trying to learn. So I'm getting good. I have not come close. I have not come close to beating the computer, but until last night, I make a move. The computer makes an illegal move.
Wait, illegal?
What's an
I
illegal move?
recorded it. It's an illegal move. It's not legal. It's like you can't do that. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? Like he's taken. So I move my pawn. The first move of your pawn, you can move two spaces, right?
Or one.
The very
yeah.
first move.
Right.
The
The
very
first
first
you can
move.
only move it.
Move.
Yeah, the very first move you can move it two
You can
spaces.
only move it
And
one.
he just
So
knocked your king
so-
over, screamed, "I win!" and
So I have my pawn.
pissed right on you.
So it's like 6, 7 moves into the game. He's got his knight. I move my pawn 2 spaces. His pawn is, 1 space right next to me. So now it's his turn. So instead of him moving his knight, that pawn that's next to me makes a diagonal move and takes my pawn that was there. But it's not there anymore.
No, can't do that because pawns
No,
can't move.
I'm like, what the
pawns
fuck's
can't move
going on here? I'm
diagonal.
about to take his knight, and he just. So what do you do?
So here's a quick.
Okay.
So what can you do?
I can.
Nothing.
No, I
I'll
can.
tell you what I did.
You reported him to the computer
No,
police.
he smashed his phone to pieces.
This is how important this is, and this is relative.
Only to you.
So I wrote my congressman, and I got an immediate response. And you know who the response was from? The Speaker of the House, Kevin McCarthy.
He's got nothing else to do.
They're taking issue with this now. This is going to be this. They're making a law on it right
Another
now.
investigation.
Holy
This
shit!
is under investigation. It happened just like that.
Did you go all that way just to mention Kevin McCarthy? Because I feel like
No,
I feel
actually,
like that
this
was
is
a
true
long
story.
fucking
I
trip.
just added that. I swear to God, man, after the show, I will show you the video of the fucking
No, you
computer
won't.
cheating.
No, you
How
won't.
is that? But what am I supposed to
Can you
do?
send me the video?
I'm getting my ass
Mark,
kicked, and when I finally have an opportunity to beat the computer, it's cheating. It's making an illegal move. You
Mark.
can't argue with a computer.
Mark, let me just say this. Okay, let's move on.
All right,
All
let's
right,
move
so hold on a second. So we were talking about Joe Rogan, okay, and I want to get to this because
He's a cheater, too.
Joe
Can I
Rogan.
tell you first, I always get Joe Rogan and Dana White confused. I know they're different people, but they sort of look similar to me because they're both bald white guys who are very angry and
Well,
aggressive.
Dana White runs the UFC.
And he slapped his wife at that nightclub in Cabo Wabo, whatever he
that
was in
happened a
Mexico.
long time
No, it
ago.
happened
Yeah.
on New Year's Eve.
Yeah,
That was on New Year's Eve.
That's
It was
as long
last year, dude.
Okay.
Oh my god. Okay, so Rogan has a guy on his show who's a bone collector. Now, dinosaurs, not
I
dicks.
thought you said boner.
Okay, and he says he found out some secret information.
Secret.
Secret information.
Top secret.
Okay, that the American History Museum dumped 500,000 woolly mammoth tusks into the East River.
Okay, wait a minute now.
Yeah, he says he's
500,000.
Hey, so isn't that okay? So he's on Joe Rogan.
Wouldn't that make the river rise?
And woolly mammoths
It
have
would
been.
be a
You're not
dam.
talking about elephant tusk.
No,
woolly
woolly-
mammoth that hasn't been around for millions of
So
years.
he's on the show. And he holds up a piece of paper. Okay. And he says on this piece of paper, he has proof that the American History Museum dumped 500,000 woolly mammoth tusks into the East River. Right. And of course,
was it notarized?
And
Yeah.
we're talking
Okay, then I
about the
believe-
East
then I'll believe
River
it.
in New York City.
Okay.
In New York City.
The
Right.
The Hudson River?
Nope, the East,
East
okay.
River.
The East River. Yeah, go to New York, have some fun, Ted. Okay, so
Stay off the Hudson, brother.
from that show, people are going into the East River with boats and stuff, trying to find these things. Okay, so I had to do my research. And find out that the American History Museum says that they have no record of doing that.
Obviously.
And then the guy in charge says he comes up just short of saying, why the hell would we dump 500,000? That's actually worth a lot of money. Why would anyone do that?
Well, number one,
Yeah.
even if they somehow do that, wouldn't that be seen by like literally thousands of people? Since it would take a Herculean effort to dump 500,000 bones of anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it would take dump truck after dump truck, day and night, 24/7 for hours a day, where it would be seen by
this was way
hundreds
back in
of
the
people.
20s. This was way back in the 20s and 30s.
I see.
Yeah.
So what was Joe Rogan's reaction to this?
He
Hook, line, and sinker.
Yes. Well,
Come
I mean,
on,
like
that's-
all things, it's a conspiracy that he
Well,
believes
here,
in.
let me understand. Really? That's amazing, man.
Yeah.
Hey, dude. So you're telling me that?
No,
that's
actually,
what-
here's
so he
what-
just played it up. And that
Wow.
was it?
No,
You
actually-
know what? You know what's funny? That's exactly what you sounded exactly like Joe Rogan.
No, here's Joe Rogan's. I think this is his MO. This is what he does.
No, you did.
Supposedly, this is what he does. He just invites a guest on. He says, according to him, or what I recall,
we know this,
He
Ted.
doesn't do any research. He just invites them on. He lets them say whatever they're going to say,
Rerun.
and then he just goes, "Really?"
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
So now there are people in boats going up and down the East River looking for 500,000. That's 500,000 tusks. I would imagine each one is about 3 feet long.
And they're worth nothing because they're very abundant.
Yeah. There's tons of them. Tons of them.
Like every
they
tusk. Yeah.
So how would one museum anyway have 500,000 tusks? I feel like that would be all the tusks ever found times
That's like that-
20.
Wouldn't that fill like thousands of football fields? I mean, 500,000. I mean, that would be a pile that
the
would
East
go.
River would just be you'd be swimming through tusks.
It's like that guy in Minnesota. He's putting a deck on the back of his. He tore down the back half of his house. He's going to build a deck. So there's a foundation to it. He rips off the old back porch, starts cutting up the foundation, and found like 500,000 Brunswick bowling balls.
This is serious?
Dead serious.
What?
They were like 500,000 bowling balls. They used as filler.
Oh,
To
well, that makes
backfill-
sense.
because the factory-
I can sort of see that.
Yeah.
The factory was, I think it's in Minnesota. The Brunswick factory was like in that town, and they have all these bowling balls that were no good, so they would just dispose.
Why don't they give them
like,
the Ted?
like a factory
They
defect.
used them.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
used them as backfill.
You know, I was always wondering.
That kind of makes I mean, I can sort of believe that. I mean, 500,000 seems like an extraordinarily large number, but I mean, I could see it being like
I am
tens of
actually. I'm
thousands.
just using that coincidental, but
yeah.
it was like
But I could.
That's
But,
tens
yeah.
of. It was like thousands.
Yeah, but they manufacture it.
Well,
and
could
it's
you
right
imagine?
Wait,
You have
hold
no
on a
idea.
second.
Like he starts digging up and he finds a bowling ball, and then they get into it, and it's the entire like 500 square feet of underneath that part of the house is all bowling balls.
So did it just slide down into the river or something? I mean, they're round, aren't they? I mean, what happens? What happens with that?
I don't know. No, they use it as backfill.
That's okay. You know what? Hey, man, you know what I call that? I call that ingenuity.
I call that a segment for Joe Rogan.
Wow. Hold on a second. Let me ask you this: What if?
Except what I'm saying is true.
Yeah, but what if
believe
in that town they made dildos, and he tears it off, right? And underneath
full of
is just
backfilled with dildos.
500,000 dildos.
What's the difference between a woolly mammoth tusk and a really big dildo?
Oh,
Kinda like the same thing.
Latex.
I don't know. Wait, hold on. Is the East? Are you saying the East River is filled with dildos?
That's what it is.
I think this room is filled with dildos.
Dinosaur dildos.
All right. So, can we get to something a little more serious, please?
Oh.
You guys.
Okay, sure.
My chess segment was not serious.
You know what? I fell asleep.
actually
I'm gonna
pretty
I'm
pissed
gonna
about
listen
that.
to this. I'm gonna
Have you
listen
ever
to
been
this show
fucking cheated
later.
by a computer?
I
I
fell
actually
asleep.
want to tell one chess story. It's just real quick. It's going to take 1 second.
Okay, go
If you
ahead.
don't mind.
I love it.
So Mark, as you probably know, so when the grandmasters of Russia were playing chess, IBM came out with a computer program called Big Blue. I don't know if you ever heard of it. And so it was a program designed to beat the chess masters of the world. So I think Gary Kasparov and whoever the top guys were back in the early 90s or 2000s played against the computer, and the computer actually beat them for a few games. But then the grandmasters actually beat the computer. But there was like one game in particular where, so whatever the computer was doing, it supposedly was making these like obscure moves with a pawn, and no one could figure out because they're analyzing the game like why the computer's doing this.
Right.
And the reason why is because the computer already won the game about 5 moves into the game, so it was already 25, 50 steps ahead of this guy. It already won the game, and it was just fucking with him. So it was just doing this
I
bullshit.
wonder if that's what's happening for me.
Yeah, it's just fucking with him.
It's just fucking with me.
Yeah, just
So he
fucking with
knows
you.
me.
It already calculated every move you could possibly do, and now it's just
Put
it's
yourself in my shoes, though.
yeah.
I'm getting my ass kicked by a computer, and I finally get in a good position where I'm actually going to do something,
Yeah.
and he cheats.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, never mind. All right, let's
Hold on. No. Hold on a
let's
second.
go to break.
That's all I want to say.
I want to tell you. And this is something that my dad would do. Okay, when I would get off into like this thing, you go, all right, we got a box. Okay, we're gonna put your little chess problem in the box. We're gonna put a top on the box. We're gonna wrap it nice. Okay. And we're going to take it out to the backyard. Okay. You ready? You ready? Ready? Then I'm going to take a shit on it and throw it in the alley because nobody gives a damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's called tough love.
Yeah, that's tough love. Okay. All
Plus,
right.
I'm pretty sure you can't do that nowadays.
All right. So you can't shit in your own yard?
And throw it in the alley. No, you can leave it in the yard.
Oh yeah, there's rules for
compost.
everything.
Compost.
Okay. You guys remember Kirk Cameron?
Yeah.
He was on some TV show.
What was that show?
Full
Kramer? Yeah,
House?
something like one of those shows. Yeah.
Better Off Dead. I don't know. What was it? I don't know. Whatever it was.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. He was on some kind of show. You know, he's writing kids books now.
Yeah. So are Death Row inmates. What's your point?
No, I'm saying
Oh my God, what was the name of the show now? Not Family Ties. It was
Chess Masters. Yeah, I have no idea, but he
Masters.
He wrote a book called As You Grow, and it's a really nice little kids book with a biblical spin on it. Yeah, it's actually. Here's what I would tell you.
Sounds like an indoctrination process, but go ahead.
Yeah, no. Listen, if you're out there and you're white and you're straight and you're God fearing and you go to church, you should absolutely buy this book because this book probably condones it goes along with everything you believe. And I was just like, wow, this is really weird. And then I had to look up like who's publishing this, and it's a company called Brave Books. Okay, I've never heard of them before. And it's a very interesting company, okay? They founded Brave Books, ready, to raise children to love God and their country. And here's why they're making these books. And tell me what this sounds like when I say this. There's a real war being waged for the hearts and minds of the next generation. What does that remind you of? Who in history has said those words? It's important to...
Hearts and minds. Let's see. Stalin, Hitler
yeah.
Putin, Kim Jong Un. Other than that, it's all innocent. I'm sure it's all innocent stuff.
So I had to look this up, and this is really weird, right? Now, this is what Brave Book says. There's an agenda to confuse and demoralize our children, make them hate their country and the values that it was founded on. And these guys are out here writing kids' books. Now,
hey, they're just changing the narrative. They're just changing the narrative. That's all.
Yeah, no, but these books are really interesting. I read a lot.
Remember the movie Elf? The movie Elf. We go there. They're right.
Santa!
No, he goes. How about I've got a peach? He goes, oh, peaches are vulnerable. Kids are already vulnerable. We don't need to talk about peaches. Asparagus kids. They smell their own pee. I don't like that one.
These books are all biblical based?
So they all have something in there, but yeah, it's very biblical based. Here, I'll give you an example of one. It's called Elephants Aren't Birds. Okay, so this book makes sure the kids understand that boys are boys and girls are girls, and that's it.
Oh my God,
that's it. Elephants are elephants and birds are birds. Elephants cannot be birds. And birds cannot be elephants.
How about a children's book that shows that like bears are not your friend? That a bear will actually is a
that's next week.
Is an apex predator.
That's next week when we're talking to Jason.
That can run faster than a human, climb a tree, and swim, and will kill you. And bears are not your friend. Like Yogi the Bear, that's not real. So we should change that narrative.
Well,
before we worry about the other stuff, like actually like a real world scenario.
We have lots of books. Here, I'll give you a book, and this is something kids.
Family Ties.
No, Family Ties was Michael J. Fox.
No, it wasn't Family.
Are you just sitting here doing nothing but trying to think of that?
What's Different Strokes? I'm thinking Different Strokes.
No, that was with
Todd Bridges.
Todd
Bridges,
Family Ties, yeah, that was
and Gary Coleman. Yeah. Okay, so you ready? Here's another book, and all kids should be learning about this. It's called Little Lives Matter, and it's a really sweet book about being anti-abortion and making sure kids know that abortion is bad. Yeah.
Hey, talk about abortion.
Actually, our next project, we should write a children's book. We should figure out a theme that's
not abortion.
No. I'm saying that's non-religious, that's non-political, that's just actually applies to kids.
Drinking
for real world experiences. Just drinking apple juice.
Where's the fun in that, Ted?
Well,
Yeah. Okay, you ready? Here's another one. Paws Off My Cannon. Okay, this is a journey teaching kids how to combat the banning of assault weapons. This is for 4 years.
The title is Paws Off My Cannon.
Paws Off My Cannon. Yeah, and it's about like a bear or something that is trying to protect his town with some kind of coconut cannon, but the people in the town have banned it. And then, you ready for this? The town gets assaulted, and he can't do anything. But he doesn't listen to the rules.
But all these...
And he takes his cannon and he kills or he shoots all the bad people. Yeah.
These aren't all being written by Kirk Cameron, though.
No. No. There's a whole bunch of white people. It's great.
Oh, so he actually wrote one of those books. Which one did he write?
So
do you know the title?
No, he just wrote the one As You Grow.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
he's part of this. He had them publish one of his.
Yeah,
like
brave books. Now, this is the funniest part of all of this. Okay, they have a recurring character, and his name is Rogan O'Handley.
Oh, I thought it was Gadolf Titler.
No. Rogan O'Handley. He is a conservative social media expert, and yes, they're literally calling him. It's literally Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan's not a real right-wing conservative, is he?
I don't know. I don't know what he is.
No.
He's pretty out there.
I don't know
man.
what he is.
I think he's pretty
okay.
right, man. He's pretty right. But here's what they're trying to get people to get to say they want these books to be sold. Right, so they've got this guy who mimics Joe Rogan. It's the character mimics Joe Rogan, and he's a recurring character in a lot of these books. And this is what people are selling to kids, what parents are buying. And the funniest thing is, when you look at all this stuff, it's a lot of grandparents buying the books for their grandkids.
So when I was in college, I actually read a book, and this
No,
was
you didn't.
required reading. It was called Maus, M-A-U-S, and it was basically
you
and
talked
it's
about that,
famous. So it's basically the cats are the Nazis, the mice are the Jews.
I fucking hate cats.
But the funny thing is, they put it like in they put the Holocaust in a cartoon context.
Yes.
So I think some states, don't quote me on this, I don't know what states there are, actually ban those books from people reading those, but it's the same thing. It's in a children's book theme, but it's obviously on a very serious issue. So I guess long story short,
it's a way to
long story short, if you take an innocent character or a non-threatening character and have like a serious subject matter, that seems to be the winning formula for a children's book, regardless of what the subject matter is. If you want to try to persuade kids to believe your ethos or credo or whatever it is, right? That's kind of the recurring theme, right? That's what I'm hearing.
Well, I mean, hearts and minds, man.
Hearts and minds.
Hearts and minds.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys want to play a game before we finish this thing off?
Chess?
No.
Not chess.
No, but as usual, I'm going to be forced to do something.
That's right. Chess is that's right. Chess is a sport.
Yeah, you sound like
not a game.
Yeah, you sound like a whiny bitch.
As usual,
you know
I'm being coerced, but go ahead.
Okay, are you guys ready? We're going to play Brink's Truck Driver. Is everybody ready? Teddy, are you ready? Ted, put your pen down. Put your pen down. There's no cheating and no erasers. This is a New York school. No erasers. You can't fix anything. Dumbass.
Oh, it's not a golf course? There's no eraser allowed? Okay.
All right, Mark, are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have an open truck with a sack of money, roughly around $200,000, because you've just made a pickup.
But nobody else knows that except the driver, obviously. Okay, but go ahead.
Okay. I mean, you went into I don't know, like a bank or something. Okay. Now, two random assholes stop you and ask you for directions. Okay? Two choices. Choice number one, immediately call for backup because you are going to probably be robbed. Choice number two, give the two random assholes detailed directions while the third guy steals the bag of $300,000 that you had resting really nicely on the bumper of your truck.
Obviously, option number one, because in this day and age, nobody asks for directions. So you got fucking Google Maps. So nobody ever asks for directions. So anytime,
I didn't even think of that.
Actually,
Where's your partner at?
Anything.
You don't need a partner. It's only 300 G's,
yeah,
man.
in this day and age, when a grown-up asks another grown-up for help, that's a ruse in general. Yeah. So he's been set
up. You are
up.
very cynical, Ted.
Was I right?
You know,
in this case?
there's
well,
two.
he got robbed.
Okay, all right.
He got robbed.
Two things. There's two. The money's gone, man.
Yeah, money's gone.
He's got a bump on his head.
No, you know what? I mean,
what happened to him?
Just a little misdirection.
He was in on it.
He
was in on it. Nobody stops. Of course, Mark. If you have a bag of $300,000, instead of putting it in your truck, you rest it gently on the bumper of your car, and then go talk to two guys.
That was his excuse.
That was his excuse. That was his excuse. And then what happened? Then the third guy, he took the money.
Well, obviously, the fact that we're talking about it, I'm assuming everybody got caught.
Yeah.
Obviously,
there is going to be a time when like you said, like they ask for directions. Everyone's at Google Maps now, right? So like kids don't know what a fucking map is. They just go to their phone.
Yeah.
There's going to be a time when there's no money trucks either. Everything's cashless now.
That is, you know what? That
Apple,
is,
like-
Apple Wallet.
in
Apple Wallet.
in 5 years, you're going to ask a
Or like-
12-year-old.
or
Do you
Bitcoin?
know, like a Brinks truck, they're going to be like, what the fuck is a Brinks truck?
Bitcoin. I mean, I'm surprised there's even
Stop with
there's coinage
Bitcoin.
out there.
Well,
there's coinage out there. Like
I haven't used change. I
Yeah.
have not used
who,
change.
Who carries change? Like, remember those movies
can't
where there's
rem- I
people have
can't
change in
remember.
their pocket?
Yeah.
Remember, like Tin Cup? He's like, put the change from your left pocket to your right pocket. Like, who the fuck carries change?
Yeah, no. I haven't. You know what? The last time I used change was, I think, over the summer. I went to a car wash and you got to put quarters in, and I didn't want to use my. The last time I used my credit card, it got like charged for like $50. Yeah, for like a $5 car wash. Yeah, so I actually brought quarters. I had to go find where I had some quarters.
We were talking about this like 5 or 6 years ago because in my basement, I had something from one of my older relatives passed away, and I'm like, oh, I want that ashtray. It was fucking cool. It was a big orange ashtray, old as shit, like one holds cigars, whatever. So I have that, and it was down on the bar in our basement, and it was stored away, and I put it out on our bar in the basement for something, and one of the kids goes, "What's that?" And I go, "It's an ashtray." This is when they were like 12 and 13. He goes, "A what tray?" I said, "An ashtray." He's like, "What the hell's an ashtray?"
You remember like
Yeah.
the glass
Like,
ashtray from the 1960s
that's
with
what
the
I'm
little
talking about.
Nobody even it doesn't even exist anymore.
No, but the point
like
I'm
an
making
antique,
is that they're teenagers now. They don't know what the fucking ashtray is.
No, they have no idea.
Nobody has an ashtray in their house.
Well,
anymore.
because
How
nobody
would they
smokes
know-
in the house anymore, right?
How would they know what that
Well,
is?
it's all vape. It's all vaping. It's all edibles, and you got to smoke outside anyway. But yeah, the glass ashtray from the 1960s with the little notches in it, where you actually can lay the cigarette on the ashtray. That doesn't you don't see that anymore. It's like the payphone. It doesn't. It's an antiquated concept.
All right, so I'm gonna stay with the breaking the law theme for our last thing. Okay, are you ready? Let me set this up. Robber goes into a store, actually a taco place in Texas. He's robbing the people in the taco place. He's going up to each table. He's sticking a gun in their face, and he's saying, "Give me your money." Okay. Now you don't know this, but it's a BB gun, but nobody knows it. I mean, if somebody sticks a gun in your face, you wouldn't be like, "Sir, what caliber is that thing that can kill me?" Right?
Is that loaded?
Yeah. Yes, it is. And so
Can
now-
I try it?
Yeah. So he's robbing people. Okay, he's walking through the thing. He's just casually robbing people. A guy in his in one of the booths pulls out his gun and shoots the guy 3 times.
Oh, he was in on it, like the other guy. Like
No,
the
he's
Brinks
okay.
truck guy.
No, he's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a customer. Yeah, I think
Just a-
I
just
think
a
I read
customer.
this
Okay,
today.
now,
Yeah.
The guy the robber falls down. All right. One of the other customers goes over, grabs the gun away from him. The guy stands up and puts one last shot right in the brain box.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
that's murder.
You gotta be
that's
kidding me.
murder.
Is this guy in trouble?
He's in trouble. You know why? Because it's not self defense anymore. It's not self defense because
Well,
he's
it
How
was
do you know he didn't have another gun? I mean, honestly, no. Wait, hold on. I know he took one gun, but at this point, you don't know if it's a real gun or
Hey,
not
man,
a real gun.
listen,
he could have a
listen.
hand grenade.
I can't speak. I don't have a gun, right?
Oh, thank God! I'm going to rob
And,
your ass, though. Just so you know.
Well, I'm really afraid.
If
of that
I'm
happening.
if I'm the prosecutor in that case, and I think that's on video, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
That's murder. That's murder.
Well,
it's not
it's
self defense anymore.
no,
it's
there's-
not stand your ground. It's not
Really? Because I that guy would be alive if he didn't rob. If he decided instead of robbing, if he
Sure.
decided to go in and buy 3 tacos and walk out,
I agree.
he'd
I
be
agree.
alive.
No, I agree. I'm not saying he's a good guy, but the point is that the guy who was the shooter, who's quote unquote the hero, he shoots him 3 times. The guy's obviously incapacitated. They take his gun away, and then
How do you know he doesn't have another gun, Teddy?
Oh, we don't know. But the point is, you could have shot him in the leg. You could have flipped him over on his stomach. You
Ted,
could have done 10 different things.
If you
could have
shoot
kneeled
somebody
on
in the
him.
leg, they can still grab a
But
gun
if it's
and shoot
all on
you.
video, man, and they see him
Well,
on
I'm
the
just saying,
ground,
I don't
incapacitated,
know
the guns removed, and he walks
I don't know
over
about the
them.
video, but to shoot somebody in the head at point blank range when they're already down, that's murder, man. You know, I mean, I'm not saying he's a good guy. I'm not saying the guy who did it.
Let me ask you this, because I had a feeling you guys might say that. Let's say you're on a jury,
Mhm.
and he shoots a bad guy,
Mhm.
and let's say you find out that this guy's robbed 20 other places. He's been nothing but bad.
Yeah.
Let's just do that end, okay? Does it make a difference
I'm not
if
saying-
you
I'm-
you convict a guy of shooting a bad guy? Now
I'm-
it could be
I'm-
the other end.
I'm-
This could be the
I'm-
first time
I'm-
he's ever robbed anybody. You know,
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm not saying that the guy who got shot deserves a free pass, but the point is,
Well, he doesn't have a free pass,
So the point, I've actually read cases like this in the past. So, for example, if I guess the guy who got killed was such a horrible person that the jury's probably going to acquit the shooter, because actually there was a case years ago where a guy, he actually set a booby trap in his store, and this guy who was he was a complete piece of shit dirtbag who in the area who terrorized the community. He shimmied down, and I guess like he got electrocuted.
Oh yeah, I heard this.
Yeah,
one.
this was years ago, like in Florida, and I guess like the guy got because I guess technically you can't set like a deadly booby trap for somebody to just steal your property. So it wasn't he wasn't like going to hurt somebody. He just wanted to steal his property. So the guy died, but they still charged him with a crime. But he got off because the guy who was the perpetrator who died was such a horrible person that the jury let him off. But that's a one-off. So the point is, if this is on video, if the guy shot 3 times, I'm just saying there's a lot of case law on the books that says if somebody's already incapacitated and then you go out of your way to like purposely and knowingly and voluntarily put the kill shot in them, I'm not saying he's going to get convicted of first-degree murder, but he's probably going to get convicted of something.
What state's
Just
what
saying.
state?
I think
Texas.
it's Texas.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
Texas.
no.
He's
Yeah.
free.
He's free.
He's free.
Yeah, it's possible.
Is this
it's possible.
is this where the story where he then he went and gave all the money back to everybody?
Yeah, gave the money back to everybody.
Yeah.
It gave everybody got their money back. It was
Yeah.
all good, and he
he's-
took off, and the cops are looking for him.
Yeah.
Right. And
Well, he's on video.
But
Yeah.
I got to be honest with you. If I got robbed and I had a guy stick a gun in my face, and somebody said, "What the guy who shot this robber? What do you look like?" And I'd be like, you know what? He was actually a dwarf,
Yeah.
about 3 feet tall.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree 100%. But legally, in terms of the law, did he have to do? Because like I said, there's plenty of cases throughout history where you incapacitate the person, but then you go that one extra step where it's like you kind of take them out. And and maybe they had it coming, but the point is,
Yeah. See, and
it's
that's why I wanted to ask.
It's a gray area. It's
right.
a gray area.
That's why I wanted to ask
It's a gray
because
area.
it seems like this is getting more common because people, bad guys, bad people, whatever, are just kind of being way more aggressive with their badness, right? Like, going around and robbing like 6 people on a block right away or going into places like this and doing all this stuff.
There was a case in Detroit a few years ago where I guess some woman, her car broke down on the side of the road. And it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, so she was just like disorientated. So she knocked on this person's door at about 2 in the morning, and the guy, thinking was an intruder, just shot her through the door, and he got charged with murder. Because thinking but his excuse was like, oh, this person's trying to break into my house, but she wasn't. And this other guy, where 2 teenagers broke into his house to just like steal some stuff, he executed them in cold blood. And yeah, should they have not been in his house robbing him? I agree, but the point is, he could have just held them at gunpoint and called the police, but he chose to kill them.
That's actually very topical right now because yesterday,
if I'm a prosecutor, I'm prosecuting that guy. Because I mean that's a little too extreme. I'm saying it's teenagers. I mean they're 16, 17. Yeah, did they make a bad decision? Obviously they did. But the point is, this guy knowingly and voluntarily executed these people in cold blood. And yeah, he can claim I'm in fear for my life and all that bullshit, but he's really not because he's got a gun and they don't. That's the bottom line. If you got a gun and they don't, you're not in fucking fear for your life. I don't give a fuck what you say.
I don't agree with that.
So that's actually it's actually very topical because yesterday, in I think it was in Washington D.C., a guy shot and killed a 13-year-old boy who he thought was vandalizing and robbing cars on the block. So there was like 3 kids out on the block, and I guess some of the cars are vandalized. And this guy came out and confronted one of the kids, and then ended up shooting and killing him. And it's a big thing right now because the topic is basically, people are more valuable than property.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, not everything requires you to kill somebody.
Well, you're not in fear.
Not every crime.
You're not in fear for your life. I mean, if a kid's vandalizing a car and he's 13 years old, I get it. Yeah, you don't want to have that happen. Yeah, of course he's a little punk. I get it. But the point is, you can't unilaterally.
So you just give him a beat down.
Yeah,
Well, they're not even sure if he was.
But the point is,
vandalizing cars.
What was the deal just by us in Park Ridge where the police officer thought his son's bike was stolen and he saw a Spanish kid standing by the bike.
Yeah.
And didn't he shoot him or something?
No, he didn't shoot. He just tackled him. He kneeled on him.
Yeah.
The kid was fine, but the point is,
and the kid had nothing to do with it. He just happened to be standing in the wrong place and being
That's all I'm
being
being
Mexican.
but the point is, that's actually a lighter example. But the extreme example is like you kill somebody because that person's already dead. So I'm just saying, so you can't you can't be judge, jury, and executioner because you think that you're fucking Charles Bronson and this is like a vigilante thing. But yeah, I mean, if it's an extreme example, if someone pulls a gun on me and I shoot them first, that's justifiable homicide. I get it. Someone's in my house at 2 a.m, with a butcher knife or something. Yeah, I'm shooting and killing them. That's fine. I'll take my chances in front of a jury. But the point is, if it's a property crime or just something, or like the gentleman in the diner, okay, he's a hero. It's great. Actually, if you're such a hero, why don't you just stick around? Wait, give your statement to the police. Why'd you leave?
You know what though? I mean,
why'd you leave?
Kind of like a case for an extreme thing, like you feel like you're saving somebody's life because here's the thing. if you thought the gun was real, and everybody did,
Of course, I would think it's real too. I don't know.
He could have robbed everybody, then turned around, killed everybody in there.
It's absolutely possible,
right? And left
possible.
nobody there. So that's the thing. It's such a weird. That's why I want to bring it up, because it's such a weird kind of thing.
There's an expression. It's better to be judged by 12 than carried by 6, which means that I'd rather be judged by jury of my peers than dead, because like I said, in real life you don't get to press the reset button. It's not a video game, so I totally get it. But in this particular, I'm saying it's on a case-by-case basis. In this particular case, he shot the person 3 times. The person's down. Like I said, I think it's all in video. I haven't seen the video.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
So let's just assume the person's down. Okay, let's assume he's got a gun in his ankle or something, like in the movies. But the purposely put a gun to somebody's head and pull the trigger, where he could have just.
I don't think he didn't do that. He just kind of stood over.
Yeah, so he could have flipped him over. He could have kneeled on him. He could have done 10 different things. It's like the police. It's like the police. Some kid's got a knife or a bat. You don't have to shoot him in the head. You could just shoot him in the leg. You shoot him in the foot just to take him down.
This is a hot topic for Ted. Jesus,
I'm just saying.
Well, no, I don't.
It's common sense.
Yeah,
it's common sense.
I
It's not
don't
rocket
necessarily
science.
buy that. I don't necessarily buy that.
Well, I do think if you're gonna if you show up with a gun, you better be ready to use it.
Yeah.
And you better be ready for somebody else with a gun to possibly fucking shoot you, especially if you're committing a crime with a gun. Whether it's real or not, if you show up in a place full of people and you don't assume that you could probably get taken out by somebody else.
Yeah.
But let's say you shoot someone 3 times. Okay, and you're still staying over with the gun. You're staying over with the gun pointing at them.
Ted, I got it.
If the guy moves, okay, shoot him again. But if he's just laying there.
But I don't think it works like that. Like when people say like the police officers, like if somebody runs at a cop with a bat. Listen, the cops every day they could go to work and they could die. That's one of those rare jobs, right? That they could go to work and they could die.
Sure.
And if somebody's going to run at you with a bat and they're that dumb and you tell them to stop and they don't, I mean, at some point you want to go home. I've said this 100 times, but you want to go home to your kids, right? You want to go home to your wife and kids. And they made a mistake.
Yeah.
There's no.
No, I agree. There's a fine line, and like I said, it's on a case by case basis. And this particular case, I don't know the whole facts. I don't know the whole facts.
So there's definitely when you're talking about a police officer and somebody attacking him with something like a deadly weapon, it could be a baseball bat.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
not the way Ted swings it, but
there should be. Well, he's on the wrong side, first of all.
Well, there was a case in Florida a few years ago where a guy was in a movie theater and the people in back.
Let Mark make his point. Let Mark make his point.
Right, so if you're a police officer and someone's attacking you with a baseball bat, and that person ends up dead, in my opinion, there's only one side to that story. I mean, this person should not be able to sue the police officer and this whole ordeal. I mean, if it's legit. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure there's it's happened a million times where it's not legit.
Are they 20 feet? Are they 20 feet away from you with the baseball coming at you, or are they like right on top of you trying to beat you to death? That's a difference.
Ted, 20 feet turns into 10 feet, turns into 5 feet. That's all I'm saying. Like,
they're fearing for their life.
Here, Teddy, if you're 20 feet away from me, and you have a baseball bat and I have a gun, and I tell you to stop,
right,
and you continue not to, I can't assume that you're going to all of a sudden
I agree.
Get a clue and stop 5 feet away and go, you know what? You were absolutely. I should have done this before, but yeah.
And how fast does a bullet travel? 3,000 feet per second, or
exactly that?
It goes double the speed of a bat.
We definitely need to protect our police officers and give them the benefit of the doubt.
I agree 100%.
Like
I agree 100%.
Well, I think a lot of the things we hear are very, very rare. Out of all the thousands,
like the planted gun and this and that.
The thousands and thousands of police officers that just do such a great job all the time. And and of course, there's bad everything. There's bad teachers. Right, we hear stories about bad teachers. Just so many stories. There's a teacher just OD'd on fentanyl right in front of his class.
How'd that happen?
And he had literally had the drugs in the closet.
Was it supposed to be like a show and tell or something?
No, he literally brought to school. He brought to school fentanyl, and in the closet in the classroom.
How do you even get
stash?
How do you even get fentanyl?
This is magic to me.
From the suburbs, man.
Yeah, this is magic to me. I have no idea, Ted. I go around asking all the time, and no one has any fentanyl for me. Okay, but yeah, so he OD'd. So there's bad.
There's a fentanyl dispensary
everybody.
in Park Ridge now.
Thanks. But yeah, there's bad everything. And if we just focus on the bad part, it really defeats, it really just slaps in the face all the good people that do all these good things. Like, I'm not going to think every teacher is going to OD right in front of everybody, because one guy did it.
So did you hear about the teacher in Virginia who got shot by a 6-year-old who brought a gun to school, and then supposedly the kid did it quote unquote intentionally.
I saw
and
that.
here's the thing:
we don't know
you
anything
can't
about
do
that.
anything to the little fucker because he's 6 years old. He doesn't know any better.
Whoa.
But you know, I remember when I was 6, I could rationalize shit. I mean, I knew right and wrong when I
Do
was
you know
6.
the whole story though?
I knew right.
Hold on a second.
Do you know the whole story?
Ted, you can't rationalize shit now.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
No, nobody knows the whole
but
story.
I'm saying
Well,
adults.
the story-
adults
I mean,
give
Hold on,
kids
hold on. I want to hear this because I don't know what this. I didn't know this.
No, I'm
story
just
yet.
saying adults give kids
Ted,
too much
stop
credit.
talking. I want to hear what Mark has to say because I
Mark?
want to know what the
Mark?
deal is behind
I
this.
don't know the truth of the story, but
then it's not true.
One take is supposedly the kid had the gun, obviously. The teacher recognized they had the gun, and he tried to disarm the kid. He tried to take the gun away from the kid.
Yeah, it was a woman teacher. It was
And
a
the,
female
and,
teacher.
the, and the kid ended up shooting the teacher who was trying to take the gun away from him.
Purposely.
Well, whether or not the kid knew it was a
Supposedly.
real gun,
Supposedly,
or
yeah.
we don't know
He's
the details.
6.
He's 6 years old.
Yeah.
He does. I don't know if he knew it was a real gun. I don't know if he was just joking. But the teacher tried to take it away from him, and he obviously shot the teacher.
Yeah, you have no idea
So-
what the back. I mean, there's going to be. Listen, to this. No matter what you hear in this in the
Sure.
media,
I agree.
it's not
It's
going to
a
be
new
what
story,
actually
so it's
happening.
developing.
Yeah.
Well,
But
the,
you have,
the,
I mean,
the parent should be in trouble for that one either way. The parent should be in trouble.
maybe he
because, I
didn't get
mean-
it. Hold on. So that's
So
what I
the
said.
mother did buy the gun legally. That's what I heard. The mother bought the gun legally. But remember the kid in Michigan who killed 4 of his classmates? They charged the parents because they bought their kid the gun for his birthday, and those two parents got arrested. By the way,
Yeah, well,
and they're being
that's a
charged.
totally different story. He was
Yeah.
But
18
it's-
years old. This is
We'll
a
see what
6-year-old.
happens. You know, I didn't. One of the reasons I didn't want to
16
talk
years
about this is because we don't know anything, right? We don't know
Well,
what
we
the
just
deal
know-
is.
we just know what we're told.
We're hearing,
Yeah,
hearing
we don't know
stories
anything,
about
yeah.
this and that.
Yeah, we
and
don't know
Why did you
everything.
bring it up then, Matt?
I did not bring.
Oh,
it up.
I think I brought it up.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Ted brought it up. He's gun crazy. All right, so we got to put this thing to bed.
Let's put it to bed.
Yeah, let's. No, I said that, Ted. You,
I like stealing your best
Ted,
phrases.
Ted, who's the president? Who's the vice president here?
Who's the sergeant of arms?
Yeah, and
Me? No, don't point at me.
Listen, no, hold on a second.
Let the record show.
Yeah, we just elected Mark speaker of the show.
Well, great, because Kerry Lake's
I
coming
thought
on
Carrie.
next
Yeah, I
week.
thought Carrie Lake was taking his place.
Jeez.
No, wait,
He's
Ricky
out.
Lake. Ricky Lake.
Ricky Lake.
Oh, she'd be a great guest.
She would. Can
Dude,
she
wasn't
make it
she
down the
great?
steps? Yeah.
She lost all that weight.
I have no idea.
She was very heavy, and then she worked hard and lost a lot of weight.
She had her
She
own
worked
talk show.
hard?
She had her, I mean, she had like a talk show like
Yeah, she
Maury
had a- she had-
Povich.
yeah,
and
the
similar-
Ricky Lake show.
Yeah, it was called Maury Povich.
It wasn't called Maury
No,
Povich.
you know what it's called? Maury Povich with a girl.
Wasn't it the Donahue show or something like that?
All right. We're putting this thing. We're putting this thing to bed. Ted, since you feel like you have so much to say, what are your last thoughts for the show, Teddy?
No, I actually have nothing to say. Everyone's right and I'm wrong. Have a good
Okay,
night.
finally. Oh my God. You know what?
That was passive aggressive, but yeah,
52 shows. People have been waiting to hear that, Ted. 52 shows.
you're welcome.
Ted's wrong, and everybody knows it. All right, Mark, what do you got to say?
I don't agree with a word that Ted said, that he's wrong and everyone's right. That's not fair. And that was passive aggressive.
Yeah, that's super. He's
Ted-
sharing his
he's
drink.
giving me a drink.
Yeah.
That's actually very rare.
Yeah.
Um,
Ted, yeah, you can't share something that's empty, Mark. You can't share an empty glass. So that's it. You just disagree with Ted.
No.
He's not wrong all the time. He's just wrong most of the time.
My last thoughts are don't trust the machine.
Oh,
Whatever
my
you-
God.
What?
I can't believe that I let you talk about that bullshit
I was
chess
going to
thing.
talk about your machine, your porn machine, when you were handing it to the.
Oh, I thought you were
Oh.
I thought you were about the vacuum machine from the 1800s.
that too. I wouldn't trust that fucking thing.
I bet it can still suck the chrome off a trailer hitch.
Hell
That
yeah. How about the one thing?
Oh my God!
Yeah, so
no,
anyway.
no more chess talk. I swear to God. So everybody who's listening, when you fast forwarded it, you didn't miss anything. There will be no more chess
Wow.
talk. We'll never have a chess master on. Yeah, we'll never
I'm getting
be
a
doing
chessboard. I'm going to bring
Dude,
my
chess is
chessboard.
very
I'm going to
interesting.
play with chess. I want to play.
Yeah.
Do you play chess?
I'm not good. I'm
Yeah,
not good.
I'm very good at chess.
Bet you are.
Are you?
Yeah, well, I'm smart. That's so you can tell I'm good at chess because I'm smart. Okay, so hold on. We're putting this thing down. It was a great show. I'm so glad Brad came on. I knew that would be fun. Wow, this is just such an interesting guy and a lot to say. So it was great to have him on. Next week, survival guy. Don't be freaked out. We're doing the show on Thursday, so it won't be posted till Ted. You okay? It won't be posted till Thursday night, so don't freak out. But yeah, we're going to talk survival. We're going to talk about living off the living in the woods, and if you get your arms stuck and you're not,
And we're doing the broadcast live from LaBaugh Woods.
live from the woods. Yeah.
Right.
So what we're going to do is he's going to run us out there. We're going to be naked. And then because Ted's there,
heads are
we'll all be
shaved.
No,
afraid.
they're
shaved,
definitely
heads are shaved.
afraid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely
shaved.
afraid. Yeah, and then we'll have
Like
on,
a Lord of the Flies thing.
yeah, we'll have on portable microphones, and then we'll just kind of and he'll just kind of talk us
That's
through.
not a microphone.
Yeah, when he says okay, now find something to eat, and you eat it, and he's like, oh, but not that. No,
Man, get that mic out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Human flesh isn't actually all that bad.
Oh my God, that's you know what? That's one of the questions I want to ask. I'm like, if you're out,
You
with,
got to compost it first.
yeah, no. If you're lost with friends, how do you decide who to eat? Do you eat the biggest guy because he's got the most food, or do you eat the weakest guy?
Why
That's
don't you eat?
Let's delve into that next time. I like
yeah.
that.
I just said that's what we're gonna do. All right, listen, man, we love it, and like Mark said, get to the website, thereal3idiots.com
With the three.
with a three. Okay, get on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Get on all that stuff. Like us, follow us, do all that stuff. Let people know because I love what we're doing and it's a lot of fun and I want to keep it going.
Yeah,
okay?
if you're listening to the show, you gotta follow us on whatever Spotify or whatever, and then rate us.
Yeah,
Or
We
you
need
listen,
these ratings.
or you listen to a true crime podcast series and go.
yeah. Or we can have like another chess segment and they can fall asleep during that. All right, hey man, we love everybody and don't forget we're recording next week on Thursday, so don't freak out. Enjoy it, and we will see you guys next week.
Bye bye.